And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Torrens University for the Meta High School Esports League New South Wales Regional Finals, this time for League of Legends as Caringbah High takes on Blakehurst. My name is Chris the Average. You might have heard me a bit earlier in Rocket League, but now we move on to what could be our game of the day. But to help me through this journey, I'm joined by the ever wonderful Perplexer. Mate, how are you going?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Had a couple delays to push back this game, which is a bit unfortunate, but really pumped to get into here. You know, both these teams playing through so many weeks to get to this point, to get to this regional final, and you know, this head-to-head is gonna make or break all of that progress, all that work they've put in. So really excited to see what they throw at us here, and you know, how this patch, you know, what they've adapted and how they're gonna play this game.
Yeah, and just before we go to what patch we're playing on, just a quick shout out to our sponsors, Acer, Intel, Optus, and of course Torrens University for hosting us today. But yeah, as you said, let's talk about the patch for a little bit, because we're back on 9.12 and Mordekaiser, as you would expect, disabled, and for myself, thank God.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. Too many bugs around the champion who was released on this patch on the rework, but yeah, you know, I think it's pretty fair to say that that's maybe for the better interest of the gameplay. I think he's a little strong in the top lane.
I will say this. It's amazing that Riot can try and remake a character, but still give it more bugs than it did before. It's somehow amazing.
Yeah, but we're getting straight into this champ select here, you know, going into the ban phase. We'll have to see what they try and focus on. Silas got gutted in this patch, so not going to be as much of a threat here, and immediately into target banning.
Yeah, Nasa's in the top lane. Very interesting there from Caringbah. Looks like they are targeting Maple to try and limit him very early on.
Yeah, I mean, it's comfort over meta in this level. Yeah. I'm a big fan of supporting the idea that you want to play what you know over what you think you should be playing. Yeah. And, you know, the Shaco being banned away from Mythos is so prominent on that champion, taking away the top laners like the Nasus, like the Tryndamere, who aren't necessarily the strongest picks, but, you know, against a team that knows what they want to play, you just take it away, force them onto something uncomfortable, and maybe that's your in the game.
Talk about strong champion here. Lux is being taken away by the Blakehurst boys, also known as, I believe,
Incarnation is what they go by.
Thank you very much.
I mean, yeah, Lux with that Aftershock in that bot lane. Also seen with Guardian a couple times in the LPL, but I'm not sure about that one. But yeah, no, massive pain to deal with. Not a fan of versing it myself, but you can see why they're banning it away. Also, you know, taken away from the options of the support in Frazzy, I think it's pronounced. But yeah, no, just really good stuff there. Trying to take that away, and the insta-lock Yuumi, I really, really like this because of how strong she has been since she's been released.
Yeah, when she did get released, she was a tad weak, but people started to learn her. She's an odd sort of character. It's a bit like Ivan, like she's a completely different playstyle to the main meta, but it can work easily to your advantage.
I think it changes how you have to play with your support, right? And what I mean by that is that your ADC has to position differently. They have to play differently, but, you know, we're talking about banning away comfort, banning away what people want to play. You leave open something like the Irelia Sejuani combo, and that might come back to bite you, and so, you know, really, really strong for that solo lane pressure. Lets you play through the Irelia really well. They're just the melee stacking with the passive from the Sejuani. Really, really solid. But I expect here for Caringbah to pick up the Sivir, most likely, as it's still on the table. Works really, really well with Yuumi. Although they do opt for maybe a little unconventional pick there.
Well, we never know. Most of the ADCs are still on the board. Something to note, no Ezreal banned as well in the first round. Maybe we might see that a bit later on, but yeah, that Aurelia, very crucial, especially when she's become a bit of a mid laner in recent patches as well.
I say a bit of a mid laner. I think she's mostly a mid laner now, but
I still think of her as a top laner in my heart.
Definitely that flex pick here. You know, being able to play around a lot of different options. Although the pickup with the Rakan and the Evelyn here, I don't really know how that's going to be able to match something like a Sejuani Irelia combo. But I guess
about the Ornn though.
The Ornn, that is a tough top lane to crack. I think that if you want a safe lane, you want something that's gonna, you know, be that rock in the top lane, Ornn is your go-to pick, and it'll really create space for your Evelynn to sort of do what she wants, pick off people in the rotations. But getting straight into the second ban phase here, not surprising by any of these.
No, ADC's bans are the main talking point here in the second phase. The Sedge gone for Karingbar, while Karingbar has responded in kind by taking away Xayah, so no Lovers Duo for us in the first game at the very least.
Yeah, Lovers Duo off the board immediately, but also most crucially was the Ezreal and Sivir bans.
Yeah.
And so those are the two go-to ADCs, as well as the Xayah, of course, to play with that Yuumi, and opting not to pick those up in the first rotation for Karingbar might spell more of a downfall for them. They're in a little bit more niche ban there, but, you know, still strong on this patch, still strong. I think that the Ezreal ban as well is really, really annoying, because what do you go to now as the ADC for Karingbar? I mean, Ashe, maybe. Do you fall back to something like the Jinx to play? Or
Kai'Sa, obviously.
The Kai'Sa that somehow we forgot about completely. I think that she's been swept under the rug a little bit this most recent last couple patches. I think with crit ADCs being a lot more prevalent in the sort of like late game team fighting, but still really solid in lane, still able to be that rock of an AD carry, you know, stable laner. But going up against the Rakan Lucian lane, we'll have to see how that fares.
And it looks like we will be seeing a piked pick up here. One that's more than like. Oh, where's that going to go?
That is a Pyke mid lane, my
good
sir.
Oh my god.
We have been seeing Pyke mid lane a lot more around the other regions. I think it's been getting a lot of traction just because of its early kill threat. You know, it's able to do so much in team fights. The sustain is just so prevalent, and so you're seeing it picked up here as a potential answer to the Irelia, and you have the safe lane in the Ornn. I really, really like this pickup. Of course, they do answer with the Lissandra to be that safe, you know, anti-assassin mid laner, as we like to call her. Yeah, no, really solid drafts here by both teams. A little bit unfortunate that all the AD carries got picked, but it means we get to see a bit of variety, which I am always for.
Something to point out about Karingbar here is that they are heavy sustain. I mean, you got the Yuumi, you got the Pyke, and especially you got the Ornn, which is basically, well, in my opinion at least, one of the most sustaining champions in the top lane, because he doesn't even need to go back with those items.
I mean, you just get to sit there, craft up some tools, you know, maybe get out your tinkering kit, but yeah, I mean, against an Irelia, against the Sejuani especially, you want someone sustained and stable who can just, you know, back once, reset with his TP, chill out in top lane, wave clear a little bit, and wait for his the rest of his team to catch up to a point where they can start looking for those teamfight objectives, where they can start looking for those plays on the map.
And I think top lane is going to be very crucial as well, because all of the Irelia is one of my favorite matchups in the top lane, just because you got two effectively different play styles coming out together, and plus when you got heavy game presence with the Evelynn and the Sedge, it's just going to mean top lane, it won't be an island, it'll be fully connected to the rest of the Rift.
Yeah, you expect though that both of these junglers are pretty happy to just try and do early full clears, you know, Evelynn wanting to hit that level 6 almost as soon as she can. Sejuani might opt to play a little more topside heavy with that Irelia to sort of like lean into with how strong that duo is, but, you know, there's a lot of options here for them. I like the versatility of the team comps they've got built for themselves here. You know, it's not like they've locked into a single win condition, so yeah, excited to see how they play it when they get onto the Rift here.
Yes, definitely are. We're only moments away from getting onto the Rift here for the Meta High School League New South Wales Regional Finals. Karingbar taking on Incarnation, also known as Blakehurst. And just before we start, I do need to ask you, with all the drafts, with all we've said, who do you think has that little early advantage?
Look, I am a massive fan of Karingbar's draft in the sense that I think that you can play through the Pyke mid lane, you can scale up with your Kai'Sa and Yuumi lane, you know, have that stable top laner in the Ornn. Evelynn can be a menace if you run that 1-4 comp and have her just play in between doing what she wants. So I really like that draft. Yes, they got the Irelia and Sejuani duo, but I think my prediction has to be probably for Karingbar in this game, although, you know,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. They can surprise me, right? And that's the fun of League of Legends. You know?
Definitely.
Nothing is secured until it happens. So
even in the OPL, you never know what's going to happen. We saw that last night, though.
I mean, Team Liquid beat what was it, IG?
I think
IG at MSI. So maybe I'm starting to think that winning and losing is kind of kind of arbitrary to, you know, game to game. So
yeah. You might have all your win conditions, but if you just don't target the Nexus, or if someone like, I don't know, Top Hoon last night just 1v3s to stop it, anything can happen. Anything can happen indeed, and it's all about playing your game. That's the motto of the last season. This season, it's going to go to playing what you know and playing it well. So I'm excited to see how they do that in this game, as we seem to have a little bit of a delay getting into this Champ Select. Summoner's Rift, but just a 2-minute delay. We're just fixing something behind us here, but once that's all sorted, we'll be hanky-danky and go straight into the game, and we can finally watch this regional finals play out. But I actually wouldn't mind talking about the supports right now, because I touched on it earlier. Yumi's such a different support, but Rakan, he has seen a bit of an upsurge in recent patches.
See, I especially think that people think the idea of Yumi versus Rakan would be maybe an even matchup, but when you look at it, Yumi struggles really heavily into stuff like the Nautilus, like the Thresh, like the Rakan, and you know, we're gonna see how that matchup plays out as we get into this Rift.
Yes, finally into Summoner's Rift here, as we get into Game 1 of this best-of-3 series. It will be Karingbar taking on Incarnation, and as the barrier falls, they finally run onto the Rift.
Yeah, you know, you're going to see a pretty standard fan out, I expect. You see the pings coming down on the bot side. They want to just protect their jungle from a potential invade early. You know, no one really wanting to risk any fancy business, as we like to put it. Feeling each other out first, and a pretty standard deploy here. Although a couple members hovering in this bush here by Incarnation, gonna be interested to see, you know, if they try and make something happen.
Definitely see us a lot in solo queue. They just stay in the bush. They just wait for someone to either overextend into the pixel, or they just push in from that point on. But looks like if they do try to do that, probably won't be the best idea. Pyke and Yumi just covering the top side of the bot entrance on the blue side, and it looks like they won't push in any further.
The idea is though to get that pixel ward, to try and spot out the jungler early rotation. Yes, the Scuttle Crab changes have made it so it spawns later, which means that the pixel ward push isn't as useful, but you know, it still gets you intel, and intel is everything in League of Legends as we see them go. And we see Sejuani actually starting topside, which I think is really interesting.
I actually saw a video about this last night. It's been really popular in Korean Challenger, where you start off red and then you go for an early gank top. So it'll be very interesting to see if that Sedge does do that, or Dio does do that. But for now, it will just be a standard start, as both red buffs will fall, and there'll be no early action.
Yeah, Mef's just, you know, happy to do a full clear on the Evelyn, wanting to hit that level 6 ASAP. But, you know, Dio could opt to go for these Raptors, wrap back around top lane for an early gank, or just end up going for a full clear and maybe try to make something happen onto the less mobile bot lane in this Yumi and Kai'Sa. So, you know, with the Rakan setup, definitely could look to make an opening there.
Definitely could. Something to point out here, we do have that ward from Incarnation in the tri-bush here, so that can be very, very crucial. We do see a few pings come out, but it looks like the Sedge not going for the Krugs here. It's going to go straight to the wall, so she might be looking for an early bot side.
Yeah, wanting to play through that bot side is definitely an option for her, but, you know, again, I think Mifs is pretty happy to just full clear his jungle, back, reset, go out, deploy like bot lane, try to make something happen, you know, farm up to hit level 6, because all the time that Dio is spending clearing and not making stuff happen on the map, Mifs is hitting his power spikes. Mifs is getting that lead so he can have more of an impact. So Dio really wants to use the opportunity that he has right now to try and make something happen when he knows that Mifs can't answer.
Looks like we are going to be seeing a bit of a wet noodle fight up here in the top lane. Maple, though, might be going for the early kill. Will she be able to get it? Oh, just survives Luden on about 50 HP. Very lucky for him to get out. But still, that is going to be heavy early pressure here for Maple.
Yeah, definitely wanting to get that early back. Yes, he does. Oh, no.
This could be bad news for Lanson, but he's able to get out with his W.
And that's the safety of a Pyke mid, right? You have that W to just be able to go invisible, get the movement speed bonus. Worst comes to worst, you jump out, stun them on the way out. No, you're out. There's no pressure at all. And so, especially with someone like Knight, who isn't a melee mid laner, who can't take advantage of Sejuani's passive, with the way that the stacking of the autos works, you have to be a melee character to utilize it. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
Well, this could be very crucial in the mid lane here, as we will see Myths getting rooted down to the ground, trying to get out, but this could just be first blood. Here comes a flash from Dio, and he will get first blood, but he will be quickly traded around as Lanson gets the revenge kill. Very good play there from both junglers, but unfortunately they will fall. But Maple, could have fallen there, but will be able to get out.
Yeah, Myths getting the read on the gank from Sejuani, knowing the Dio would probably go for a regank, you know, gets the charm set up on them, goes for the kill, unfortunately ends up falling for the play, but getting an early kill against someone like a Sejuani as an Elise is... I'm not Elise, sorry, my apologies, and Evelyn is just so important for getting that momentum, getting that tempo going. And
you've been playing too much teamfight tactics, haven't you?
I have been playing way too much teamfight tactics. Oh no.
Oh, this could be some crucial plays here as Irelia will be in a fair bit of strife in. Maybe the aggression might come through. We will see a teleport by Myths, trying desperately to get the kill. Ludens, might have just been a bit too much here, but he's able to just get out. Possibly not the right player from Karingbar, as they do lose the TP.
Karingbar almost thinking that they had it, almost thought they had Maple in the clutches, but Knight gets the TP topside, you know, burns the summoner to keep his teammate alive. Really, really good stuff there by Incarnation, sorry. But, you know, also have to give props to Ludens. He knew when he was going to have to get out. He immediately flashed the Lysandra Q, so really disciplined play there by the top laner of Karingbar.
Definitely, as I said, top lane will definitely not be an island in this game one, as Lysandra will actually get the first plate here, just trying to get a bit of extra gold for herself.
It looks like they're opting to maybe do a lane swap here, which I think is really interesting. I think that you pick the Lysandra to answer the Pyke, to be able to neutralize the amount of kill threat he has when he hits 6, which he has just hit. So, you know, Maple maybe going to be in a little bit of a bit of trouble here.
Definitely could be. Hasn't got the ultimate on the Irelia, so it's going to have to stay back for now. But in saying that, looks like Sedge might be lining up for a gank here. Very close to that mid bush, as she will start to enter the mid lane here. Lantern stuck between a rock and a hard place. So we'll be able to get one side out, and I think he might just be able to get out here. Will he land his Q? Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, and he ends up opting, you know, they end up opting to put the Irelia in the mid lane to try and get some kills on this Pyke, to try and use that melee synergy. Oh no.
Oh, and that's a massive stun, but a beautiful W to get out there from Lantern.
They're not letting me speak.
They just wanted to hear
Here we go again.
Yes, they're going again here. A good Q there to knock Knight back, but will it be enough? More than likely not here. Knight's just a bit too tank, as we do see the ultimate come out, but Sedge will be stunned by the Pyke W, and Lantern playing that well once again. He does burn a cleanse, but still pretty good.
But that's exactly why you take the cleanse into that matchup against the Lysandra. Lets you just basically nullify her ultimate with the summoner spell cooldown. So good to get. And so, you know, we see there why he takes it. They keep trying to make something happen on Lanson in this mid lane, but
it's not working out.
You know, it's not working out. I think you have to put your resources somewhere else. You know, you try to gank the bot lane on this Kai'Sa Yuumi, who don't have as many escape options. You know, you try and get something happen diving onto Ludens in the top lane. You don't go for the assassin Pyke lane, who can just, you know, cleanse and jump out.
Well, knock up here onto surface. Evelyn does join in the party. This could be bad news for the Kai'Sa, as she is going very low. We'll be able to survive, but Myths somehow able to find Rakan.
He's committing.
Friends is trying to go for the kill, but will be taken down by the turret. A double for Myths, as that Evelyn starts to build into a mid-game spike.
Yeah, and Myths gets the read. He knows where to be at the right place in the right time. They take the fight, they bait the engage, and suddenly, you know, you thought you had the pick on the Kai'Sa, but now you're facing down a level 6 Evelyn. You don't know what to do, you don't know where to go, and your options are out, so you commit to the turret dive, and it doesn't work out.
I was just about to say as well, bot lane has been a bit of an island, but we finally see the gank as... Oh, that is a good dodge from Lance, and a beautiful flash. And Dio just wondering what the goddamn hell has happened there, as he might be able to land a Q. No, only finds a minion.
When will Incarnation learn, my friend? When will they learn you cannot gank a Pyke in the mid lane when he has flash up, when he has cleanse up? It's just too slippery. It's not going to happen. You can't make it work. Go somewhere else.
Exactly. Meanwhile, on top lane, Luden's able to get out here, but it's been a pretty hectic 8.5 minutes, all things considered. Both teams having their highs and lows, but especially Myths, definitely having a strong game so far.
Yeah, I mean, they just keep trying to make something happen on it, and it's not working out. He's drawing so much jungle pressure that you can see Myths going into bot lane, going into the side lanes, you know, being able to make something happen. happen on the map, which accelerates the rest of his team. So even though Lance isn't exactly, 1v9ing at the moment, he's not, getting all these kills, he's drawing enough pressure to create space to let his team do the work.
As Lanson does miss that Q, will be denied of a recall in the side bush, so his rotation will be slightly slowed down here. Let's talk about the top lane for a bit, because it's been pretty active so far. Luden's not having the best of times, as he might just be getting the kill here. A beautiful charm there from Myths, as the Lissandra will fall down, and that anti-dive champion, or that anti-gank champion will fall in a gank.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unfortunate, we try to talk about the top lane, you try to bring up another point, and Lance and Myths, they don't want any of that. They all want the attention on them, but Myths might be in a little bit of a sticky spot here.
Will get stunned up here, but a good defensive ulti just to go over the wall, and the Evelyn will be out quite safely.
Yeah, and I think Myths is having a really solid game at the moment, hitting a lot of the gold, getting all these kills on him, lets him be that threat that we talked about, between the lanes, finding those picks for this sort of pick comp with the Pyke, with the Kai'Sa, and then they can, work from there.
10 minutes coming up now here, Perplexer. They're actually going to be going for a bit of vision into the jungle here. And, I mean, they have some lane priorities, so they definitely can do it here, Karimba.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You can look for the Rift Herald, you can look for the Dragon. A lot of options here. You have a lot more pressure bot side. You can see the ward, so they might end up opting for that Dragon pick. It's an Ocean Dragon, but,
Very good stun there from Lance, but will be falling out.
Yeah, no, just doing a couple trades, trying to see what he can get. Not really willing to commit to a Lissandra with ult up just yet, but, you can see here Myths in that Baron pit, Dragon pit, trying to make something happen while he knows Sejuani is topside.
We do see a fair few missing pings come out from Incarnation here, as that Dragon will easily fall to the Evelyn, but in the meantime, Dia will be trying to respond with the Rift Herald, able to just get out that Pyke W as the rest of his team starts to join him here. This could be a bit of a tricky Rift Herald dance for Karimba to play with.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to look for try and make a steal, right? Karimba doesn't have that jungler there. They want to just try and burn down Dio as quickly as possible.
And that's a leash.
End up forcing them off.
That is well played.
If Myths can get there in time.
Oh, that's a good cue there. But that Rift Herald still at 3,000. He will get the pop as Pyke will get ulted up, but quickly finds a cleanse. A beautiful horn there as Lantern finds one. And this is bad news for Incarnation as Myths just pops off once again. That Herald goes down as the Aurelia forced to flash away.
Yeah, and you see things, they thought they had the setup, they thought they had the numbers, but they ended up getting collapsed on, and the amount of damage that Lanson and Myths could output there, and you can also see Luden still on full HP basically, just had the better skirmish, and they ended up, I believe did they end up getting the Rift Herald?
Yes, everyone just got the Rift Herald.
Yeah, they end up getting the Rift Herald for their troubles, and they're probably going to chuck that top lane, but we'll have to, yeah, we can see there, dropping a top lane, getting those plating, which is so good in the early game.
Especially onto players like Ornn and Evelyn. Getting that early plating is pretty darn good, but we won't be able to take down tower. We'll take down one plate.
You take a plate, right? Yeah. Like in those sort of situations, you just chuck it. You're not going to be able to really use it anywhere else. So grabbing those plates, getting that gold, Myths already 4-1 and another assist. So really strong at the moment. Oh, a little bit of spicy stuff happening in the mid lane, but yeah, but this Evelyn is becoming so much more of a threat than they expected them to be at this early in the game. So Myths really going to have to see how he uses his lead to try and get these objectives, get these towers going, because at the moment, still haven't cracked the tower.
Yeah, no towers have fallen just yet here. Not a lot of plates as well taken down, all things considered. I think one in the top lane on each side, and that's about it. So no real early lane pressure here apart from the ganks. No one really able to get that full lane priority.
Yeah, and if you look at the team comps, you can sort of understand why. The amount of wave clear in these comps isn't exactly sensational. And what I mean by that is that you can't just kill all the minions against your lane opponent and start hitting the tower for free, which you would see. Oh no.
Dio's trying to come in here. We'll be able to get a... Well, no. Only able to get some. There it is, though. Straight onto Bird. So low. Goodbye. As Frames will be able to take him down. Easy couldn't do anything here, but meanwhile in the top lane, oh, that's a beautiful snipe there from the Lissandra to take down Ludens.
Yeah, getting caught in the 1v1 there, but going back to the bot lane, you know, you see Burp, he gets caught out, he misses the W, throwing it the wrong way, but what?
This could be bad news as you do see teleport start to come through here. Lanson, will he go for the gank? Here comes the Arella, here comes the Yubi ult as well. One gets rooted down, but it's just not enough to get the kill at the second here. Spring drives in to try and get the knockup, won't be able to. And apart from a few ultimates, not a lot there.
But they also got the TP out of Lissandra. Oh, not gonna make anything happen here yet. But they got the TP out of Lissandra, who was hitting their top lane turret. So they end up keeping that alive just a little bit longer as they look for a re-engage.
Oh, this is massive here. Lanson, can he get a few more kills? He will not be stunned up. That's very unfortunate for the Rakan.
Yeah, no, just, you know, not able to find anything, and they might be re-engaging this.
Ludens will come out with the Ornn. We'll get a few knockups, but
yeah, not gonna find anything there. They retreat under their turret, you know, want to just reset as they go to clear out some vision, go to like re-establish themselves on the map while they know that they're backing. Yeah.
They will be able to clear out a bit of vision here as that next dragon will be coming up within the next 45 seconds. I think Karimbar's next priority will be around there, especially if it's something like a Cloud or even an Infernal.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, you know, if that dragon is anything that isn't an ocean dragon,
yeah,
they're going to be very happy to pick that one up. And so, you know, you'll see the ward coverage being pushed down to the bot lane mostly. You'll see Ludens doesn't have TP at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate. But, you know, it doesn't really matter because they know Maple doesn't either. They know that Knight doesn't either. So they're not going to be outnumbered if things go south for them. But, yeah, no, definitely want to see them pick up that dragon. Really, really useful, especially when they have the lead, have the tempo at the moment to use it.
Yeah, if you've got the tempo as you do right now here for Plexer, you just want to have every single advantage here as we might be seeing the first time finally go down here. The Aurelia Sun will not come through, but the minions doing all the work as first time finally goes down. Actually goes to the minions, but at the very least, both Ornn and Evelyn will be sharing in spoils.
Yeah, we said that if it was anything but an Ocean Drake, they should put their priority bot lane.
Guess what?
It was an Ocean Drake, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, we see...
this could be big from Lanson here, but...
Members are there.
Yeah, members are there. They just can't get the entry here onto the pike.
Yeah, no, but... As I was saying, you know, they opt to commit to the top side, get that first brick, which opens up the rest of the map for them to play through and allows them to start making things happen. You know, they can start pushing into the jungle, getting deeper vision, catching people out with this pick comp that does so well when people are isolated.
Let's look at the items for a quick moment here. We do have Ornn already on his Sunfire Cape. Something to point out here for the pike, both a Serrated Dirk and a Tiamat. I think that's going to be very disgusting, especially with some of the build paths I'm predicting for him.
Yeah, I mean, you go for the Tiamat because you lack that early wave clear, right?
Yeah.
If you're a mid laner, you need to be able to match shove. And against someone like Lissandra, who can just QW a wave and it's gone, getting that Tiamat is almost crucial and required. So, you're going to see him pick that one up. Probably won't finish it anytime soon. Yep. Expect him to probably commit to finishing off the Yomu's Ghost Blade, the Dusk Blade, yep. You know, get that high lethality that he is known for, but looking for a play here.
Well, good on to Spring there, but 1v2 probably not the most beneficial fight to take as we do see the turret eventually falling here. That's a lot of pressure just given straight on over to Incarnation. They are forced to retreat. They are not willing to go for the fight here as Maple, a lot of damage onto the Ornn, but won't be able to do too much else.
Yeah, and all Lanson wanted to do there was just scare them away, right? Let his team get a bit more space to work with as they siege the turret. So, you know, they get out of turret top, they get the out of turret bot lane. Expect them to probably start committing to try and shoving down mid lane, making that one crack open so they can start working on the rest of the inner turrets. But, you know, no neutral objectives at the moment. You know, expect them to go back to farming for a little bit, wait for people to hit their item power spikes. As you can see, Pyke
this could be bad news for Knight, but nice escape there. Pyke won't be able to catch up.
Yeah, you know, just if you don't land the CC on Knight, you can just use that Glacial Claw, I think it's called. I don't know exactly, but you know, uses the Lissandra E, gets out pretty safely, and you know, happy to just farm up.
We do see Dio just waiting on the other side of the wall there, but Lanson will be able to clear out a bit of vision at the very least.
Yeah, definitely just, you know, spotting out that pink ward, establishing a bit more control topside as they look to try and probably shove in this mid lane, but Memphis happy to just farm up, and Lancer looking for something here.
Definitely trying to look for something here. Might just get hooked. Nah, he just misses the cue. But Dio coming in. There comes the Glacial Prison, but the flash and the just the cleanse and the W will come out from Lancer. He is safely out, but here comes the fight. Might will be stunned, but the claw comes through once again, and he is out.
And getting the timing to stop that Lissandra claw is so difficult. You sort of have to play a mind game with Lissandra, but, you know, their positioning here, they might try to look for something if someone steps a little bit too far forward.
They do step a bit too far forward here. That could be bad news for either team, really, as Lancer has no cleanse. Is caught between a rock and a hard place. Will be quickly taken down here. A lot of ultimates taken away. As will be friends, find himself a double kill. Mills has to try and get out. Will be using her ultimate defensively, but a good 2-for-nothing fight there for Incarnation.
Yeah, and Lanson got a little bit too confident in his ability to escape, walked a little bit too far forward, didn't have the cleanse up, didn't have, you know, the time to flash away, and ends up falling down for it, and this could be first brick for Incarnation.
Will be here as the Ludens will chuck out the Ornhorn, but won't be able to find too much else here. Maple, though, will be trying to get a stun, but a good dash away there from Ludens. But this is actually not looking good for Lissandra, as Burb just gets the target on and will be able to take down Lissandra.
Yeah, a lot of burst damage coming out from this one-item Kai'Sa, surprisingly. You know, you don't really think about Kai'Sa as a really strong champion early for the first item, but you know, if you stand forward and tank the W and tank all those auto attacks, you're gonna fall eventually, and they're actually turning their attention to the Baron.
As soon as the Baron goes up, Carrying Bar turns their attention towards it here. It's actually going down at a fairly good tick as well.
They have no idea.
They have no idea, no vision in the Baron pit, and they're thinking it's too early. Surely not, and there it is, the Fog of War. Nothing over the Baron, and that's very easy for Carrying Bar as they now pick up a Baron buff, and that can be very crucial, especially in the side lanes.
Yeah, when you have Kai'Sa, you underestimate how fast that they can take objectives like the Baron, and so now they're able to, you know, redeploy, get that map pressure, get those minions pressure a lot earlier than I think Incarnation was probably expecting them to do. So really good map movement there, really good macro call, and I'm keen to see if they can actually use this advantage to stop getting caught out and start making things happen.
Looks like they are going to be pushing down mid very early on here. Those Baron buff minions already doing work. Friend just can't push into the line right now, as Burp will join the pike for now. We should be seeing that next drag card at any moment. In fact, it's already up. It will be a mountain drag here, so that's actually pretty darn good for Carrying Bar right now, especially with that Baron buff.
Yeah, definitely lets them siege towers just that much more reliably, and they're going to pick that up without any issue, but they're going to look for the fight. They
are looking for the fight here as Maple pulls out the ultimate, but it's not looking good. Lantern is able to take them down quickly, and they're just being melted like butter here. Good ultimate by Myth just to get out there. Spring Solo has to try and make his escape over the Dragon Pit as Knight will be told to go back to base. Here comes the shutdown from Myths, and now Dio, stuck in a very tricky place, will be exhausted, and this should be Dio taken down. Double kill for the Evelyn, and that's mid lane open, just like a KFC at 11 o'clock.
And Incarnation, they think they find the fight to turn things around. They think that's the engage they want. They get the Irelia ult, and suddenly things get flipped on their head. You know, the team fighting coming out from this team of Carrying Bar is just so clean, and so really good stuff to see.
And look at that, they take 2 turns in about 15 seconds. That is massive with the Mountain, with the Baron buff. Good play there from Carrying Bar as they will now reset. And Incarnation, well, they're stuck to leave all to try and pick up all the pieces.
Yeah, and I don't think you can quite count out Incarnation just yet, right? Like, yes, they're down 6k gold, you know, things aren't looking great, but you have the Sejuani Irelia combo, you have the amount of lockdown required to burn through Burp on this Kai'Sa, to lock down Memphis if he tries to get on the assassin.
Oh, Lanson goes in, will use the ulti, but it will be Rakan in a fairly safe state there with his teammates around.
Yeah, no, not really too much risk there with the dash onto his teammate.
But he's coming in again. He will miss the Q. Rakan just dashing away here, but this could be bad news to Dio. His Molester being stunned up here as we do see the Ornn ultimate come out here. Maple has to respond in kind, but it's all for naught. Quickly taken down here. The Glacial will miss. And here comes the stuns left, right, and center. Spring quickly taken down. Knight trying to make a great escape. but here comes the Pike, here comes the Lantern, Glacial Core, straight into Mips. How unfortunate. Double kill once again for the Evelyn, and that's the base, all but broken. This could even be game one.
Yeah, and the teamwork coming out by Carrying Bar here to work together to trap members of Incarnation like rats in a cage, you know, leading them around, doing whatever they want, and playing with their food here as they try to close out this game.
Friends, the last person left standing here. One Nexus will definitely fall, but champions are starting to come back up here. Mips taken low, but the quick heal from the Yuumi will mean that she's able to stay in this fight for a while as the respawns come through. They might be able to take that second Nexus through Winions. Yes, they will. That's a Nexus lead. Bear and Carrying Bar. They've all but won this game, but as I said earlier, you can never discount a League of Legends team out of the game.
Hold that,
Dion is starting to move in. This is bad news for Birth. Will be charmed up, will be saved by the rest of his team. Friends has to dash away. Luden stopped by the wall, and now they just want to try and win a fight here as Maple dashes in, pulls out the ulti. Knight is staying very taken for now as the Kasha will finally fall, will be shut down. Yuumi as well, taken away. Knight is unable to hit Ludens, who is able to use the blast cone, and that's a nice little turnaround fight for Incarnate.
Yeah, and you know, they wanted to catch them before they could reset, before they could spend all that gold that they just acquired, so getting that pick on the end of the fight there, really, really crucial for buying themselves time, you know? They need to just stall out the game as long as you can. You have an open Nexus, things can go immediately to a game end the second you lose one or two members, so getting picks onto Carrying Bar is probably the best way you can slow this down.
As I said earlier as well, we saw in the OPL last night, the Nexus was laid bare in one of the games, and then I believe it was Top Boon 1v3'd, stalled out the game, and I believe it was Mammoth v Direwolves actually, and Mammoth somehow went on to win that game, as we do see Lantern going in for Knight. Knight's just going to get bursted down. Here comes the ulti, and that's a fair bit of gold here for Lantern, and he's got a recharge as well on that ult.
Absolutely disgusting damage coming out by the Pike here, you know, able to just essentially one-shot the Lysandra, who's meant to be this tanky, you know, defensive mage to neutralize assassins like that, but, you know, they end up just going to try and grab their jungle on the way out and reset to wave clear this mid lane because the super minions are coming in.
Missing a very tricky spot, but somehow able to take down Friends, and that could be the end of the game. Beautiful ulti to dodge a Glacial Prison, and now the Aurelia Maple is in a hard place. We'll be able to get out, but here comes the Ornhorn, and that's a stun onto Dio. He will go down. Goodbye, Aurelia as well. It's all up to Spring. 1v5. Can he do it? I just don't think he can, and that should be Carrying Bar picking up game one, but here comes Knight. He's back in the fight. Here comes the redemption, but it's not enough. Mips gets the kill. Spring back into his own fountain, but he is all but useless at this point, as it will be game one going to Carrying Bar in 26.5 minutes.
Yeah, and just, you know, the second they got a lead, they took a mile. Carrying Bar using good team fighting, good individual skills, and good macro movements to basically just outplay their opponents. Really, really good stuff, and we're interested to see how they adapt going into the next game.
And well played from Carrying Bar as well, especially in the early game. We just saw him build up that little early lead. We saw that with the Kyson when she got her first item. She was able to get that tricky kill onto the Lysandra, but then as we saw the game progress on, it was basically game over for the Blakehurst boys.
Yeah, no, just getting that Baron as well, just basically was the last nail in the coffin, right? Being able to close that out from that Baron lead just shows experience and teamwork, right? Like, these guys have been playing for a really long time together now, over the last few weeks, so really, really good stuff. I think that maybe you have to give up a couple of the bans there that you gave to the top side, and maybe start putting them into Myths on this jungle, because he was an absolute terror, despite the fact that he did get his Shaco banned away.
I would like to see the stats in that game, because he definitely went double digits. There was just too many double kills for him not to.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that, you know, he ended up, and his ult play as well, to be able to dodge out the Glacial Prism at the end there, just so good.
He didn't have a lot of attacking ults, but his defensive ult was just so on point. Like, he jumps over walls to get out of fights. He obviously dodged that Glacial in the last moment of play, and it was just beautiful play from
definitely.
him.
I think that being able to know your limits as an assassin like Evelyn is the most important part. Everyone thinks, you know, you're playing an assassin, you're gonna go kill, 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 go, 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 fight, fight, fight. But, you know, Myths, having that experience, knows what he wants to do, gets his target, and then just ults out immediately. Really, really good stuff.
And the question is now, for Blakers, sorry, for I've already forgotten their name again. I hate to see it. Here it is.
It's just the way it is, mate.
Yeah, we'll just call him Blakers.
We'll call him Blaker. It was Incarnation.
Incarnation, that's
if
right.
you were curious.
Yeah.
But,
so what does Incarnation need to do in the second game? I mean, obviously target the jungle a bit more.
Well, I think you just have to identify your win condition, right? Your win condition was not to gank the slippery pike 6 times and waste your entire early jungle pressure on that while Myths caught up on you as the Evelyn, right? You wanted to play through your Aurelia top side. You wanted to force a turret dive against the Ornn or something. You know, maybe make something happen with the Rakan bot lane, but you do not send 3 members mid lane 4 times in a row on a pike.
Yeah, I think that actually lost them the game as well. They put so many resources into mid, they just didn't get anything out of it, and well, they just effectively allowed both the bot, and the jungle just to get that in, or in the
the pressure put out by Myths into the side lanes was just so crucial for getting him ahead, right? And because Dio was so preoccupied trying to lock down Lanson on this pike, he couldn't answer in the bot lane. He couldn't reply in the top lane when Myths would show up, which means, you know, they would generate leads across the map, and things just went from bad to worse after Myths came online on this Evelyn.
Definitely. I think we might be going to a break very shortly. Apparently not. So
apparently are we still going? I think we're still going. Straight back into the next game, it seems. Ain't no rest for the wicked, my friend.
Yeah, no rest at all for us. So let's talk about what we want to see from the boys from Blakers for from them in game 2. So let's talk about a bit more. Obviously, we've talked about they need to be juggling the carrying bar jungle a bit more. They need to be not focusing mid down as much. Do you think they should be different champions they should be selecting?
Well, I think like the champions were okay, right? Like maybe put a bit more priority getting a stronger ADC. I think that their downfall was that they got to like 26 minutes and Lucian wasn't really doing anything. But you know, we'll have a short 2-minute break and then we'll debrief you guys on how this next champ select should go as we get into it, as the players do get ready for that. Don't go anywhere.
See you. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Meta High School League New South Wales Regional Finals. Once again, I am Chris the Average, joined by Perplexa. Before we kick things off, just another quick cheerio to our sponsors, Acer, Intel, Optus, and obviously Torrens University for hosting us, saying, well, they've been kind hosts for us, haven't
well,
they?
I mean, we've had a couple internet issues, but apart from that, fantastic.
But in saying that,
really
that's
good
land.
space here. That's LAN.
Yeah, it's oceanic lands, what do you expect?
I mean, have you been to Australia internet? It's horrible.
Exactly.
Awful.
Horrid.
But, you know, I expected a substitute, but it doesn't seem that they've ended up opting for that substitution in this, I believe it was a top laner. But, you know, we're just going to have the same rosters, same teams, and see if Incarnation can mix things up a little bit.
Yeah, Incarnation now swaps over to the blue side here. Could that be something crucial for him?
I mean, it does mean that they get that first pick priority, right? They get to choose what they want out of the available power pick pool. You know, we saw Karimba opt for the Yuumi last time, but, you know, we'll see if they end up banning that one away. You know, what do they shift their focus to banning out? I recommended Myths to try and ban him out. You know, still taking away the Shaco there is still a smart option, you know.
Yep.
So many games on that champion, but definitely keen to see here what they do, how they move forward. It doesn't seem like anything's changed yet.
No, and that's just in Shaco bans to kick things off. That's what we saw in the first game here. Let's just see where the second Incarnation ban goes here, because it could go anywhere really. We're expecting it to go into Mist, but no, they actually stick to their guns and it's going to be Lux taken out again.
I mean, sometimes it's not the draft that's the problem. Sometimes it's just how you played it. We talked about how they put too much focus on the Pyke in the mid lane, how they probably should have played better through their Irelia pick, Sejuani pick. So identifying your win condition more accurately this time and playing for that can definitely be an option here. So it's an interesting strategy not to change anything up, but if it works, it works. So we'll see.
Well, saying that, Shaco is apparently one of the pocket picks for Myths, so it's still a good ban.
I don't know if pocket pick is the right word. I think it's more like potential one trick in terms of the amount of games he has on it.
I mean, by saying that, look how he played Evelyn.
Yeah, no, the mechanical skill there that we saw him on a champion like Evelyn, who's not really known for the mechanical expression compared to someone like Zed or Shaco or someone like that. So, yeah, already seeing a change up though.
Yes!
That is interesting.
Let's just, before we talk about that, because that sort of tilts me, let's talk about the final bans.
Hold up. No. Why does Yasuo tilt you, my friend? Yasuo is exciting. I like to watch it. It can be a good, team comp thing, but...
Look, two reasons. One, whenever he's on my team, I lose my solo queue games. When he's ever on the opposition, he wins. And also, he's annoying in TFT to deal with, especially...
Yeah, you talked about Yasuo being annoying. I think that Karimba opted for this side. They ended up getting the Sejuani Irelia duo for themselves. Maybe they can utilize it better than the last game.
Oh, and saying that, they did take it out quite nicely. Oh, wait a sec. No, never mind. Sorry, excuse me.
You okay there, buddy?
I think my brain did the thing where it flips things around.
Switch sides. Okay, I get that. But a lot more stable. I mentioned they should get a more priority on the ADC.
And there
they
it is.
End up getting the Sivir, which is really, really good stuff to see here, because Sivir has been probably the strongest AD carry in the current patch. So safe, works well with a lot of supports, provides that teamfight late game insurance. And so if they play through their mid game, through that Yasuo for the mid game, and then get to late game Sivir team fights, things can really, really explode for Incarnation here.
Let's just talk about the two bans, which we haven't talked about yet, Yuumi and Aatrox. Aatrox, I'm pretty sure we saw in game one, but Yuumi, they're obviously thinking, we don't want to deal with this cat again.
Well, if you're not planning to first pick it, you want to ban it away. Yuumi provides so much utility in that support, but it appears that we might be getting a little bit of a tech issue here.
Trying to reconnect. Honestly, you hate to see it here as that's a bit of a yikes.
A bit of an unfortunate situation.
And
so we're going to have to do a quick remake here just to sort things out. Unfortunately, it appears Tournament Realm has had a bit of a tech issue, but that is, as we've said, seems to be the theme of today.
Yeah. Tech issues and land, name more iconic duo. But yeah, Tournament Realm, it does have that issue every now and again. It will just crash during sorry, excuse me, during champion select. It's very annoying as we might just be heading for a quick break here.
To just cut to a short break, let the players sort themselves up, and then we'll get back straight into the same champ select. Don't expect any changes to happen. Same things, and we'll see you shortly.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back to Looks Like a League. Just had a bit of a minor micro stutter there. Apparently all the servers went down across all the clients, but
it happens.
Yeah, it happens. It's a video game. It does happen every now and again, especially in multiplayers, but looks like that issue, it was only for a second, so we should be back into Championship Select very, very shortly. Just to let you guys know, we're still on 9.12. Broadcaster is still disabled. and we'll be having the exact bans and picks for up to the moment that or up to Sivir.
Which I believe it was, they had Sivir and they had opted for the Yasuo.
Yeah, that's for Incarnation.
On the Incarnation, or Blakehurst High School, and on the other side, wow, that is...
I think is that a bug?
I
think that's a bug, unless Lanson somehow clicked in Kled, but...
I mean, I'm excited if that's a Kled login.
Yeah, same here as well. We're just going to have to wait and see. As
No, he should still get... No, they're banning first. So it's a visual bug. We do have a visual bug at the moment. So the champs haven't been quite locked in yet. They're still doing the ban phase, so nobody panic about that. Not going to see a Kled just yet. But, you know, we're going to talk about the picks here. I think that Irelia Sejuani, in the hands of someone like Mythos, who's able to be more active on the map, able to play through his solo laners a lot more reliably, I think, is going to be really interesting to see how Incarnation deals with that. Because you pick up a Yasuo, he's not necessarily the best of matchups into someone like the Aurelia. You know, you expect him to try and flex away from home. And so, you know, what do you get to answer that? For carrying Bar last game, it was the safe lane on and picking up the Pyke mid lane, but I don't know if Incarnation can play that, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, definitely going to have to see what happens here. I'm actually interested to see what Incarnation will be doing in response to that Sedge, because do they go for another sort of tankier jungler, which we have been seeing in recent patches, or do they just try and pull out a pocket pick here? Do we see someone like maybe even a Zin or something that's a bit more aggressive?
Well, I expect probably more of those like aggro lanes, like aggro junglers. And what I mean by that is that you probably want to be playing stuff like the Olaf, you know, like the Xin Zhao, maybe even the Lee Sin, to be able to beat out. Honestly, I could see the Kindred pick here.
Oh, I would love to see a Kindred right now.
But the reason you pick those up is that early dueling against someone like the Sejuani is really strong. Because, you know, in that 2v2, she's untouchable. But by herself, in her jungle, you can just bully her out, take away her camps, you know, pressure her out and put her even further behind. But that is a pick we haven't talked about yet. They are hovering at the moment. Karma being so strong in 9.12, stronger in 9.11, but still really, really strong in 9.12. So, you know, really good stuff to see them pick that one up there. So safe, so good as a solo lineup, but it can also be flexed into support.
We also do see the Alistair being picked up here. Now that's a bit more of a traditional support, as we have been seeing him there since, well, at this point in time in Memoriam.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think with the Sivir especially, it's also a takeaway. And what I mean by that is Alistair is a really good matchup into Sivir because you get the headbutt and then they spell shield the headbutt, but then you pulverize them. Or they don't spell shield the headbutt and then you pulverize them anyway. So really good counter. So you're honestly picking that up to have that engaged to work with that Alistair, with the Yasuo, but also to take it away from Carrying Bar as an answer to that Sivir in the bot lane.
It looks like Incarnation thinks that Karma's going to be going top lane because they do ban out the Sona. Now, they did ban that, if I remember correctly, in Game 1.
Yes, no, they did ban away the Sona, you know, taking away the support picks here as they are still left up, and presumably the Karma is a solo laner, which we have seen a lot of, but, you know, the option is still there. She can still get flexed down in that support lane, you know. I think the name of the game at the moment is flex. I think that the ability to move your champ select around in all these different options, all these different directions, is really, really important. So, really good champion at the moment, and the bans show it.
Yep. Talking about bans, we do see a Yorick and a Lowry banned away, but the ban I'm more curious about is the Kai'Sa. They don't want to deal with Burb's Kai again because, well, we saw what happened to it, especially late game. It was just starting to slowly but surely tread them away, but, oh, Corki! Interesting.
So what that either means is that's a support Karma, or that is an ADC Corki.
Oh my...
Which either of them are not exactly what we're expecting here, but I like the mix-up especially. I think that the problem is that you're not getting another melee bruiser to work with your Aurelia, so your Sejuani, which, you know, isn't exactly ideal, but, you know, you'll take what you can get, and as a matchup into Yasuo, maybe,
could work out nicely.
But there's the lock-in from the Gragas. Gragas Yasuo being such a strong duo as well. Maybe not on the level of a Sejuani Irelia, but the disrupt from the ult, the knock-up into the ult, you know, burst someone down really, really quickly to get that pick. But no, that is a Corki ADC.
Wow, that's very surprising. Janna picked up for FaZe there. And, well, this is very interesting. Both comps, I mean, you got the Corki ADC on one side, and then that's a... This is a... So I'm assuming that is obviously down the bot lane.
I really... Okay, so we were told before that they might switch around their
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And what I mean by that is that, you know, that might not necessarily be a Yasuo in the bot lane. Yasuo, probably, friend A probably has a better Yasuo. He's like, no, you know,
I've got this.
Don't worry about it, Maple. I can play a better Yasuo than, you know, or something like that. So, you know, ends up putting him on the champion, putting him on the comfort, and so probably a Gangplank top lane, Sivir bot lane, Yasuo mid lane, and Gragas jungle. Yeah, we do see Knight with that smite there, so he's obviously going to the jungle. So, well, I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that you just get we're back to funneling effectively. 8.11, let's go.
Hey man, I was a fan of funneling, and I know most people did not like it, but we should be getting into game. Really
I'm just going to move slightly away from you now.
Wow. I thought it was an interesting tactic. Okay, I like the variety. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. As I'm just very curious to see how this game goes out, because we're seeing a lot of picks that haven't really been strong in 9.12. But as you said at the start of the broadcast, they're probably going to be prioritizing more comfort over meta.
Well, yeah, you go for the Janna to get that disengage from the Alistar, right? Like you opt for the Karma. I think Karma is really solid at the moment. The top side of the map for Karingbar High, why could I not think of the name there, is really, really strong. And I think they should definitely play through that top side, take a weak side bot lane, you know, accept that you're not going to beat the Alistar Sivir in the 2v2. You know, it's not worth the risk, and try and make something happen. But, you know, as we get into game here, we should see where everyone decides to deploy to.
Yep, we will just be having another little break beforehand, however, but we'll still be on screen, so we can just talk about what we expect to happen here. Let's just talk about that bot lane for a little bit, because I haven't really seen Janna a lot around as well recently. Like, I've seen her every now and again in my solo queue games, but it's like she's become pretty much a pocket pick at this point.
Well, like, you pick her in niche situations, right? Like, if you're looking at the lineup, Gragas wants to jump in, Yasuo wants to jump in, you know, Alistar wants to jump in, you know, and all she has to do is press one button and suddenly everyone's away from you. And so, being able to have that get out of jail free card, have that AoE heal in a team fight, can make or break a game. And when you don't need an engage from your support, when you have the Sejuani, when you have the Irelia already to set up team fights, you can just get that Enchanter support, you know, make them play safe, and get your Corki to that power spike in that Triforce.
That's probably going to be their plan here, but we're into Game 2 here for the Meta High School League New South Wales Regional Final. Incarnation on the blue side, and onto the red goes Karingbar. The shields go down, and they're let loose on the Summoner Rift for the second time today.
Yeah, and expect them to do a pretty standard start, again, like last time. Their level 1 isn't exactly amazing for either team here, although the Alistar Pulverize could be some funny stuff, but you know, we'll see what they do. No one really want to risk getting caught out early, and we see a pretty standard deploy here. Not much to talk about.
Yeah, not much to speak about right now. We'll see a few pixel wards coming out here or there, but yeah, neither team really wanting to aggress early here. It'll just cover all the entries to the jungles and be happy with that, as it looks like both jungles will be starting off on red side once again. Will be interesting to see what Mist does with the Sejuani this time around, because as I said, if you're on red side, especially if you've been looking into Korean Challenger, there has been it's been that early topside pressure into a level 2 or 3 early gank there.
I mean, I would like to see it. I think it could definitely work against someone like the Yasuo in the mid lane. I think that early levels, he's not got a lot of escapes, and you would definitely probably get the flash forward, which means you could re-gank and make stuff happen from there. But, you know, we'll definitely have to see Sejuani probably focus around the mid lane, probably focus on the top lane, and yeah, because you do not want to be staring down a Gangplank Sivir late game.
Oh, definitely not. That is one of the more disgusting late game combos you can see in League of Legends, but as the buffs go down. Still nothing really to speak of as of yet here. Both teams being very civil in their approach for now, as we will just see camps being cleared and minions being told to go back to base.
Yeah, and you know, opting for that full clear by Sejuani, Myths, you know, what likes getting his minions in the jungle. We saw it last game, he did the same thing, so a little bit of a trade in the mid lane.
A little bit of a trade in the mid lane indeed here, as we do see the Hasagi come up here from Friends, but nothing will come of it yet. Nice little disengage.
Yeah, you know, just gets the early trade, you know, pop a couple pots. It will mean that they will be able to probably gank on this Yasuo, will be able to sustain as well, and I say that, but he's actually sitting pretty healthy.
Yeah, he's definitely regaining a lot of his health here. This could be bad news for Lantern. The ignition has been popped off. He might just side to the turret. No, but he will still pick up first blood.
And really clean there. You know, he knows he has the health advantage. He knows he has the ignite in this lane. Goes for the fight, gets the tornado, dashes onto him, and good night, Lanson. Yeah, Lanson won't be having to side like he did in the last game here, as this could be bad news for the Corki and the Karma. As Knight comes in, he'll be flashing straight onto Corki. But the problem now for Karimba is the Karma trying to get out, but the Tornado comes through, all three gets knocked up, and that's a nice little disengage for her. Yeah, and that's what we talked about, right? Like, the Janna, really, really safe bot lane. You can just chuck out a Tornado, walk away with the movement speed. Yeah. Nothing's going to happen, you know? It's a really hard game, lane to gank. So, interested to see Knight put that priority there. Would have probably, you know, like to see him play more to his top side, maybe more to his mid lane, but getting a lead on a Sivir is not anything to scoff at, and even if he just gets a couple plates, a couple minions for his time, it's worth it. Also got a flash off that as well here, as well, it looks like it will be Incarnation having a stronger early game so far. Currently have map prio across the board. The most important thing though is that Knight ended up blowing his flash on the Gragas to get that flash out from Burp, and what that means is that is a guaranteed gank lost for the next 6 minutes until flash comes up, right? Because Gragas wants to use his flash to just get onto his target, you know, gets that clean body slam flash, but that's not an option anymore, and you only got the ADC Corki who already has a jump on him to fall your troubles, so maybe not necessarily worth it. I actually like the what Brent's doing as well. I mean, he is clearing out his jungle, sorry. He's clearing out the mid lane quite nicely, and he's doing it all on a base level Yasuo skin. I mean, in most of these tournament games, you actually see players picking up skins, but no, he's just went, I'm too cool for skins, I'll just go for the base. Well, I mean, like, sometimes things just feel nicer. Yeah, right? Definitely. Like, if you're playing on the default skin, you're like, yeah, man, I play default skin, I'm a faker. Yeah. You know, I like doing, you know, against the norm, but hey, I respect it. Yeah, same here. I mean, as a Bard one trick who has no Bard skins, I completely agree with him as well. That's depressing. No, it's fine. Do you actually have no Bard skins? And you're a Bard one trick? Yes. How did... Look, the only skin I sort of like is Bard, and Sunday Bard, but unfortunately, I don't like it that much. That's the thing, but anyways. I mean, each to their own. League of Legends is a free-to-play game. Exactly. So I do not blame you at all. Free-to-play in heavy quotations there, but, you know, we see them in this top lane, you know, farming it up. Both Karma and Gangplank can't really make anything happen. Both pretty happy to just farm up and wait for skirmishes to happen around the map, so sitting on those TPs, ready for when their teams need them to their beck and call, they shall come. Yes, they will, as we've seen a bit of normality being returned to the map here. We have seen some vision being put down, but as soon as I say that, Lantern caught in between a rock and a hard place here, but will be able to get out. The Sedge is there for some moral support, but won't be needed. The Yasuo has hit level 6, so if he can get the ulti up here, that could be bad news for the Irelia. Yeah, and having Myths there on that Sejuani is so important, just to deter the dive from Knight and friends onto Lanson, who doesn't have his flash up, right? So you have to be able to cover for your laner, and, you know, with Sejuani, provides so much CC, diving that is not an option. Lanson will just get knocked up there by the Yasuo, but no fights will come from it. Let's just talk about the items for a quick moment, because it's very interesting to see what's happening across here. Obviously, the Sivir has actually gone for that Cull very early here, which you normally don't see on champions who are effectively ahead. Well,
I mean, you do see that on occasions, but
I think I disagree. I think that. Oh no!
Oh, here we go. Here comes the Friends ultimate here, and here comes a full-blown fight. It will be Misso getting the first kill on tonight. Friends trying to pop off though. It's just like that. Yasuo on your opposition shoulder. Cute team as we will be seeing a fair few players fall around here, but both the Karma and the RLSA are alive. Friends just a bit too far away to commit to the kill.
And trading the jungle for the jungle, the AD for the support, I have to think that, you know, Incarnation coming out on top of that trade, you know, letting Sivir get back to bot lane, get that farm going to get that a little bit more of a lead over Burp, especially how she's opted for this Cole. And what I wanted to talk about earlier is getting that Cole on a lead is to allow you to accelerate that lead even further, because it's just more gold in the bank, more gold difference between you and your opponent, and really, really good for a late game carrier like Sivir to have.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, it's just odd because it's something you don't see as often as the Cole behind, because well, in my opinion, you normally use Cole to try and regain the lead.
I think that's a common misconception, I'm going to be honest. I think that Cole, the nature of the item is that if you're buying it early, when you fall behind, you're just delaying yourself getting to your item breakpoint even longer, right? It's 350, 400 gold that could be going into getting that, you know, first item power spike on someone like the Corki, on someone like the Sivir if you're behind, right? And the longer you take to get that, the less impact you have on the rest of the game, and, you know, it could be over by then.
That's actually a very good point indeed there for Plexa, as we do see a bit of a fight happening up here in the top lane. This could actually be bad news for Ludens here, getting very low, is forced to burn a flash here, but Lantern will pop the ulti, but won't be enough. But here comes a Sejuani, but will she have enough damage just to get the kill? No, she won't, because Knight is just in the back line.
Yeah, Friend doing so much work on this Yasuo here, probably going to be able to just walk away, but Corki does have the package.
Definitely does have the package here. Knight is just being burned just like toast here. Will be eventually taken down by the Corki. As Spree will just be slowed to Oblivion, and that will be a double kill there for Bird. Good play from the Corki, as Franz couldn't do anything, and he's just clearing Raptors.
Yeah, no, you see the opportunity to get a return kill, you lost your mid laner, and so you end up taking the fight. Corki gets the package to re-engage, and really clean stuff there by Cannonball, but we cannot talk about how much of a threat, we cannot ignore how much of a threat Friend A has become on this Yasuo. Or probably about to hit his Zeal item spike, has opted for the double Doran's blades as well, so going to be such a force to be reckoned with in this mid lane once he hits that Phantom Dancer.
Yeah, and as I said, he is becoming like that Yas on the opposition solo queue team. You just can't kill him. He will completely destroy you, and he might just be a little bit toxic in the chat, but I don't expect Friend to be a toxic person.
I mean, I hope they're all good competitors.
Oh,
I would assume, you know, everyone's being sportsman-like.
Yeah, and that's what the meta's all about, just being friendly to your opponents and to your team as well.
I like the little plug there, but getting back into the game, Ludens maybe bit off more than he can chew.
Definitely, he's in a very tricky spot. He's able to get out of the gameplay at ultimate and will be able to make an escape, but yeah, that could be very risky for him.
Yeah, and you know, just overcommitting just a little bit. Yes, you're a Karma, but Knight's in the top lane, pop the Predator.
Does pop the Predator, but Luden's just safely behind his turret, but here comes Knight for a gank. But Gangplank's just not in position here. This could just be a trade, as we do see him go golden here, Slow Dog. This could be bad news. Knight falls! What an outplay from Ludens! He somehow gets a double!
And just amazing discipline by Ludens there, knowing his limits. You know, the misplay by Slugdog, by Knight to try and juggle that turret aggro. You know, they get the double kill top lane, they get the Infernal Dragon for their troubles, and
they get the double stopwatch as well, as Karimba, they're going his, Maple will be taken down. What can Spring do? He has to retreat. It's Karimba. 10 minutes of gold bar. They said, we don't want any more of this slow play. We want to go in hard and fast, and look what's happening.
And not only do they go in hard and fast, they go in hard and fast when Friend A is not there. When the main carry for Incarnation is not able to get to the play, they capitalize. They strike like a wolf ready to I don't know, strike.
Yeah, wolf ready to strike.
But it was just really disciplined macro play there by Karimba, knowing that they got the misplay top lane, knowing they could get the Infernal Dragon, and they, you know, they give him an inch, they take a mile.
And now Karimba tries to look to extend that lead that they just picked up here. Only about 700 gold, but for Plexer, this could just be the beginning of the end here for the boys from Blakers here, if they cannot get another lead, if they cannot regain that lead sooner rather than later.
I mean, they still have the lead in Frende. Frende on this Yasuo is still a really good point for them to play through to get to this late game. And so, you know, we're looking at the gold at the moment. You can see just how much ahead over Lanson Frende is currently sitting. While yes, you know, Karma and Corki have that gold, so does Sejuani. Yep. Frende is still going to be able to do a lot of damage early. So as long as they're able to play through him, get to that late game power spike of Slopdog and Maple on these picks, you know, really, really, really strong team fight late games. So it's all about, you know, can they burn out the clock?
Exactly. They might have to turtle for a little bit as well here, but I'm assuming, let's say about 35 minutes, that would be their optimal time to start to turn this game around, if they have to.
I mean, even 30 minutes, right? Like, if you hit those 3-4 items power spikes on your Sivir, on your Gangplank, you know, you can really start turning things around. While at the moment, Corki, Irelia, Karma, they're all hitting those 1-item power spikes that are just so strong. About to come up on it here for the mid and ADC lane. So you'll see Incarnation probably take a step back in momentum. But definitely going to have to see if they can play the waiting game, play for the long game, and, you know, see if they can out-time them.
Yeah. Well, they have to be a bit proactive here, as the Riptail is already down to 5,500 health here. Missing Pings did come out. Now the gameplay again, the Yasuo starts to come in along with mine. This is very, very bad news for that Sejuani. Will be forced to flash over the wall, and that is a nice little steal there from Incarnation. Lantern there, still just holding in the back line. A nice little ultimate as well onto Friends, but won't be enough. There goes the Rift Herald over to Incarnation.
Might be looking for the fight. Doesn't seem like Incarnation is going to give it to them. You know, end up getting the Rift Herald for free, and really good stuff there to get themselves back in this game.
Yeah, they burn the flash, they burn the ultimate off the Sejuani. That is good stuff within itself, but to take it out, especially when their opponents are already taken down to 5,500 health. That is a quality play there, especially from Friends, who pretty much just outmanned him out of that pit.
And what's important here is Friends has opted for that static shift to get that AoE damage, to get that, you know, earlier spike, and he might be looking for the fight.
Definitely is here. Lanson is in a bit of a tricky situation, but luckily, Vijana has moved up in towards mid lane to just help out his mid laner.
Yeah, Freezy, you know, being able to do that, but we might have to do a quick pause here just because we have a couple tech issues behind the scenes. You know, with the players being able to hear a couple stuff and, you know, just gonna fix things up. So that won't take too long, I hope.
Yeah, but for now we still do have the game being played here. And let's just see what will happen for the sorry, excuse me. Let's just see what will happen for the next few moments. I'm just assuming that the game will probably be playing quite passively until the admins can pause it.
Well, I expect the players to probably do a short, quick pause here.
Yeah.
You know, just to sort out some issues behind the scenes. But until we get to the point, let's quickly talk about how there it is. And we'll just quickly talk about how the state of the game is at the moment. So, you know, looking at how things are, they are currently actually in a gold lead, despite the deficit from the early team fight, from that misplay in the top lane that was so unfortunate for Incarnation. You know, they are currently 400, 500 gold in the lead.
Yeah, very small lead, all things considered. But yeah, if that little 2 minutes of play where they tried to go for the Karma and it just didn't work. I mean, the way that Lunans played that was astounding. I mean, he got 2 kills.
He got 2 kills.
Did he blow an ultimate as well for him?
No, he got 2 kills. He wasted their time top lane. He drew the jungler's pressure.
He got the 2 stopwatches as well.
He got the 2 stopwatches. Like, that was just disastrous for Incarnation. But they pulled it back, and we got straight back into this game.
Yeah, straight back into the action here as... Well, let's just have a quick look at the top lane for the current moment here, as we do see Luden's already picking up the, I believe that's the Iceborne Gauntlet?
Yeah, I picked that up a while ago, you know, working on his second item now, but really safe against someone like the GP, able to just, you know, slow him forever, lock him down, play pretty safe, tank a few hits, and the tank Karma is back again, everybody.
Ugh.
Oh, another pause.
2 things you hate to see, tank Karma and game pauses.
Game, and apparently a fed Yasuo. Because this is terrifying if you're carrying bar. You know, Fed Yasuo is the win condition for this mid game for Incarnation. If they can get through this early game, they're able to make things happen across the map. They're able to start snowballing with these late game picks, and yeah, you know, you want to win in the next 15 minutes as carrying bar, and if you can't make that happen, things are going to be really, really rough.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming they'll be going for another very early Baron play here just to try and push in. The map we keep getting pauses.
Yeah, pause after pause it seems. I'm not quite sure what's happening behind the scenes there, but you know, you get to see our beautiful faces for that time. You know, I've been working on my skin. Can you not tell by the amazing lighting? But
it's alright.
Yeah, it looks like we had a couple disconnections. You know, tech issues. It's been the theme of tonight, as we already said. But yeah, I think that if you're carrying bar at the moment, you're getting a little worried. You know, you're hitting your item break points. You need to make things happen now before things go out of a state that you can't bring back.
Yeah. As we saw as well, they were starting up that dragon as well. I believe that was a mountain dragon, if I'm not mistaken.
I think. I couldn't quite get like a good look at it.
And we can't see it on screen right now because Sejuani's just over the identifier.
Okay.
So
it's okay. We'll figure it out later when we get back into this game. Any second now.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. There we are, back into it here. That Alice, and there's a missing ping for the dragon pit as well. He's saying, no, something's happening. As we have another look at the top lane here, it's just a bit of wet nil fight. It was a Cloud Drake, but it looks like they're going to be forced off it here.
Yeah, you know, not letting them get that dragon, you know, quite safely. Incarnation, have that lane priority, have that current teamfight advantage, but, you know, carrying bar might not want to give this one up for free.
Incarnation, though, they're just launching him off the objective here. Especially Friends, just having that presence of a early fed Yasuo is just more than enough for carrying bar to say, no guys, we're not going to do this here, but speak up the devil, here comes the fight, there goes that dragon as we're seeing action left, right, and center. The Yasuo starts to pop off here, already finds the Irelia, how much more can he do? He's doing so much damage! That is a double kill as Mine will be able to take down Janna, and Corkin goes goodbye as well. Now it's all up to Lucius, just try and stay alive, but a well-played play there from Incarnation as another double kill to that Yasuo, and they've gone straight for the Rift Herald. They want to push down mid lane, and they want to possibly even break down that base.
Yeah, you want to open up the map here, you know, see what you can get for your troubles. Winning the 4v5, sorry, and getting the dragon is so crucial in the momentum swing of this game, right? 4k ahead now, you know, you lot your game plank in that side lane, bot lane, you know, getting the free gold, getting the turret, so you position yourself really, really nicely to start closing around turrets, start generating even more of a lead, and carrying bar at their power spikes, losing a 5v4, really, really bad to see.
I just saw the gold as well, that Look at that gold lead between the Yasuo and the Irelia. That is disgusting.
Yeah,
2,000.
2k gold on a Yasuo at this point in the game is just really strong, and you know, you have to shut him down. He's got 0 deaths. You have to lock him down in a team fight, and with a Sejuani and a Karma, that is something you can do. You're just not finding it.
Yeah, but we saw Yasuo Frende just put himself straight into the 3-man carrying bar, and he did so much damage, so that's the thing. Has Yasuo reached the point where he cannot be defeated by 3 players?
Well, I mean, at this point, it's mostly because he has the Alistar, right? He has the Gragas making space for him to play in these team fights. Getting those knockups to get the ult combos. Getting the damage out on the back lines to force them out, right? Like, those are the important pieces. If you can get a numbers advantage and isolate Frende, that is definitely someone that you can shut down easily. Yasuo by himself doesn't have a lot of survival tools, but yeah, as long as he plays around his team, Frende is going to continue being a menace for carrying bar to try and deal with.
Let's just have a quick look at the state of the game here for Plexa while we can catch Buress. And apart from Yasuo, we're just starting to see Incarnation slowly but surely start to take the lead here. Now, we were only talking a few minutes ago about carrying bar just needing to try and get the win now. And now we're looking like they're starting to get the edge, but they've just started to come back here.
Yeah, one team fight goes astray, another one follows, and suddenly you're sitting on the worst end of a 4k gold deficit. You know, you need to start farming up, you need to start waiting for your chance to get a numbers advantage, you need to push for vision, and see what you can do, but carrying bar, unfortunately, not in the best spot right now.
And they have no priority around the Baron pit as well. We just see the Lakers boys just slowly but surely starting to gain full control around the top side of the jungle, and that's just bad news. Even more so for Ludus here. He has to deal with a 1v3. Oh, what a beautiful flash over the wall. He makes this great escape, and friends, he just can't do anything about it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the direst flash, as we've seen time and time again in the LCS. You know, getting that close to that wall just to be able to escape your opponents. Very difficult wall to flash over, so really good stuff there by Ludens, but yeah, slow up in the mid lane, probably going to try and shove this one in.
Incarnation, though, they know that they're in such a strong spot right now. Baron now active on the map here, and they're starting to edge slowly but surely towards it here. It just feels like they want to try and take down that top outer and then go for it here, but in saying that, they've got full control. They just need to clear out one ward, and they can effectively go for a blind. Oh, but in saying that, Slugdog, he's in a very tricky spot. Aurelio trying to 1v3, but it's just not enough. As look who's around the corner, it's the ass.
Yeah, and you think that you can get the pick. You think that you're stuck in this fight, you may as well commit to it and see what you can get. Unfortunately, can't burn down Knight in time, who has still opted for the quite squishy full AP Gragas build, but yeah, you know, you see Frienday swoop in at the last minute and save the day, so I think that's the most important talking point right now, is that Frienday needs to be there, right? Incarnation, they have all this momentum, they have all this tempo, but if Frienday isn't there, they lose that, right? We saw last time when Frienday wasn't there, they got the double kill top, they got the kill on the dragon, and so as long as they're able to continue playing through this Yas, things can work out for them, but the second that they catch a member by themselves that Yasuo cannot get to, cannot help, they can really, really start turning this game around.
Vision around the Baron pit now going in the favor of Karingbar here, as they've got 2 wards in the pit itself and then 1 just behind it in their own jungle, but I really wonder how important this Baron's going to be, because for Karingbar, it's probably one of the few major ways back into the game, while for Incarnation, that's probably the game stealer for them.
Well, I think they could probably do a lot with the Baron. I'm not sure if they can quite end with the Baron yet, but Incarnation here, you know, do not want to, Karingbar, you know, Incarnation do not want to let Karingbar get it. Because if Karingbar get it, they can delay the game to a point where they come back online, right? Yes, I talked about Incarnation wanting a late game team fight, but, you know, if they stall out for 5 minutes, get their item points, you know, and then they win the team fight, things can, you know, this lead they've accrued can just come falling down before they get to that really late game spike with this Gangplank, with this Sivir. So there's a small window there that Karingbar can come back in this game, and we'll have to see what they do.
Yeah, but as you said, it's only small. If they cannot execute in that 5 to 10 minute period, it's all but over. Slanson just goes straight over a ward. And that's the, and that could just be his death sentence once again here. He's just about to get collapsed on here. Will be taken down. No, this will actually get ulted up here by the Yasuo, as we are seeing a fair bit of fight coming out. Friend will be forced to use that Guardian Angel, I think. Oh no, that's just a Zonius, but we'll get redemption as well, as this is just turning into a very, very unfortunate fight here for Karingbar. The gameplay goes here. He finds himself a triple kill, and Ludens, well, he's the last player left standing. He's able to make another escape, but 4 for 2, and that could just be it.
Yeah, and Frienday, with that stopwatch he had there, just picked up, getting so much value out of it, they couldn't quite finish him off, and they burnt so many resources trying to kill him, right? And then, you know, you have a Gangplank hitting your backline, you have a Sivir hitting the front line with that ricochet, is so hard to deal with, and you end up cracking the base for it.
Yeah. Only a inhibitor stands in the mid lane now, as Slogdog is able to just go straight back in to the river and get a nice little recall here. I'm actually surprised that that Incarnation didn't actually go for a Baron vision clear, but they are still going to break down the base, and they're going to take the top outer, so that's all the outers gone now for Karingbar.
Yeah, definitely. You know, opening up the map, getting that mid lane base turret, so important there to expose that inhib, but lands maybe a bit aggressive here.
Yeah, just a bit aggressive here, and you might already seeing another fight, but looks like Karingbar, they have their wits about him here. They will not be going for any aggressive plays anytime soon.
And they have to worry about the minions mid lane, right? If that pushes in, if that continues to shove in, that inhib will be taken down by minions alone. As well as this Baron being threatened, you know, Karimba have to decide where they put their resources and when they execute, because they have to make a clean call and they have to commit to it.
They need to be clean and they need to be spotless if they want to go for any sort of team fight here, as they just reassert vision around the Baron for just a brief moment here. Well, that was very close, but just doesn't land here as Knight will be forced to try and get out here. But, that's a beautiful glacial prison there from S, but he does go golden here, and we could just be seeing a team fight come for it. No, they're not willing to fight here, as we do see the redemption come through. But will we see a fight now? Friend is just over the wall as Maple will finally get taken down. And we're seeing Alters come out left, right, and center. Friend should be able to take down Lantern.
Gangplank on the base.
And this is bad news. He's doing a Praetor here. The Gangplank Knight is just opening up the base. And this could just be GG already.
Yeah, no, probably not going to be able to unless he has
Oh my god, friends! He's coming in! He's going 1v3! He's done what he needs to here! He's being stunned for so long, but it doesn't matter! He denies 2 recalls! A beautiful shutdown there from Ludens, but still, he does what he has to do, friends! A good delay play from him there, as he won't have a perfect KDA, but he's still going huge!
And Slogodog didn't have the TP, he's made his way over to the fight, might be trying to find something, but probably just going to be able to run away with the speed from that Jano and shield from Karma. But quickly, they knew that Slogodog didn't have TP. They knew he was bot lane. Yes, they gave up an inhibitor. But, you know, they denied the Baron, and they got the shutdown on Friendday. And getting those gold advantages, getting those trades, is what you have to do when you're behind. So, really good plays there by Karimba to try and keep themselves in this game, and try and make something happen.
Yeah, that was a great play from him here, but they're in such a bad spot now. If they want to try and find a win, they need to go now, effectively. But the question is, where do they go from here?
The biggest problem is that you have a bot lane that's exposed, right? Like, you have these minions flooding in your base. So Karma does have TP. She can make it to the fight, and you can see here Incarnation having to just respect that and back off.
Yeah, they don't have Friend with him here. He has finally rejoined him after having 40 seconds on the sideline here. But here comes the fight. Miss will be able to stay alive for a fair while here. But here comes that Guardian Angel on to the Astrolabe. And it's actually going to be big here from Miss, but it's not enough. As Francis comes in, bursts him down to nothing. And that is surely Baron for Incarnation. But Ludens, he's just staunching him here, taking down the vision. This could just be GG. The base is completely open. They only know it's it's only the Karma and the Janna. They know they can win from here, and that could just be game 2 in 27 and a bit minutes here. But Ludens, he has such a tricky task here. He is able to get one start here, but it's now down to the Nexus. They're just melting it like butter. Game 2 to Incarnation, and we're going to game 3.
Yeah, no, really good stuff there by Incarnation. They had the late game insurance, but they did not need it. You know, playing through Friendday, as we said, you know, the strong mid-game carry. Really, really good stuff there by him, and really, really good to see them bringing this one back and getting us to a 3-game match.
And that was a massive turnaround in luck for Incarnation, because especially Friend on that Yasuo, that was disgusting to say the very least.
That was oppressive, and that was controlling, and that was just the mechanical skill of Friendday, but also his team, being able to work with him team fights, get those openings he needed to create the space for him to thrive. So really good stuff there. I think the substitution that was made with Slogodog did end up paying off, you know, mixing things up a little bit in playstyle, having a different option for playing through a different lane. So really clean stuff, really glad to see that, and if they can keep that up in the 3rd game. Yeah,
that 3rd game is going to be so crucial now, because, well, I hope we see the best of both worlds, because that Karimba game 1 was so impressive and so dominant, but we saw in that 2nd game, I mean, the champions
came right back.
Yeah, it just came right back for him. Now the question is, what do they do here to try and come back in game 3?
Well, I mean, when you're Karimba, right, like, just go back to what you know, right? They tried the Sejuani earlier. It didn't work. They couldn't play through it. They tried to pick up a Corki ADC. Didn't have any impact. Yes, he was getting kills, but I think if they had grabbed someone, you know, like the Xayah, I believe was still on the table, a lot more damage in team fights. A lot more, you know, consistent AD crit damage. So You know, getting someone like that who's able to survive more reliably is probably the way to go here. Wanting to focus more around those small skirmish comps that they had in the first game, because that's where Carrying Bar thrive, and that's the play style that they're good at.
Yeah, it's also very interesting where we didn't see, I think we only saw one ADC man in that entire Pick Panther game too. So
Corki was a bit of an interesting pick, chose it. It wasn't forced out by bans, so maybe trying a strategy that didn't quite pay off though.
Yeah, it just didn't work for him here, but now we start to slowly but surely look forward towards game 3 here, and what we have been so far as excuse me, as we need to figure out, I really want to see, like, if we see Yasuo up again, does Friends automatically take it as first pick?
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of options here. You know, it shouldn't be too much to see, but we'll have to find out when we get into this game 3. Yeah,
definitely do. I believe we might be going to a break very, very shortly. Yes, we are about to go to a break, so just a quick shout out to our sponsors once again, Acer, Intel, Optus, and Torrens University, but stick around because it's decided in this best of 3 series between Carrying Bar and Incarnation for the Meta High School League New South Wales Regional Finals. We'll be back in about 5 minutes' time.
Don't go anywhere.
And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the decider here at the Meta High School League New South Wales Regional Finals. And well, I'm Chris the Average, that's Perplexer, and aren't we excited to finally get an end to the series? An end that is going to please everyone.
I mean, it could go either way, right? We've seen Caringbah have that dominant first one. They knew what they wanted to do. They caught them by surprise with that Pike especially, and, you know, they made things happen. But in the second game, I think that, you know, we cannot count out Blakehurst High School just yet. They brought it back. You know, they had that strong Yasuo pick who they were able to play through. They also had the late game insurance, so they were going to win that game, and they win it, they did. So we'll have to see how these teams react. Do Blackhurst use that momentum to follow into the third game, or can Caringbah swing things back in their favor?
Yeah, well, we've had a pretty long break here at Torrens University, one of our main sponsors, alongside Acer, Intel, and Optus. That's a nice little plug there, I do say myself.
I like the lead-in. I like the lead-in, but
yeah, we've had a pretty long break here, so maybe that momentum might have just slipped away a little bit there for us.
Yeah, I think that with these longer pauses, with these longer breaks between games, you know, it lets people it allows players, I mean to say, you know, reset their mental, right? It makes them look at the game and go, what did we do wrong? You know, it's okay. Let's just go into this properly. New game, you know, final game. Let's get this done. Caringbah probably don't have the same aggressive ego they probably got from the first game now after that second game. You know, Blackhurst, you know, I think that they had a solid performance. Let's just see if they can keep it up.
Yeah, they've pretty much gone up. They've pretty much probably gone in that break. Look, we can't go as aggressive as we wanted to game 2. We have to go maybe a bit more meta. We can't rely solely on our comfort picks.
Well, you say go more meta. I think that they went really meta in the second game. I think that they grabbed the Sejuani. They grabbed the Irelia combo, as well as picking up, I believe it was the Karma top lane, tank Karma, which is so strong.
But then the bot lane, that's the big
the bot lane was off meta, right? I do agree, but it's significantly more on meta as a team comp than their first game. When they ran the Pike, I mean, Pike mid is kind of meta, but, you know, the Evelyn in the jungle pick, they had the Ornn, which is, you know, still kind of just like a B pick, B tier champion at the moment. The bot lane was, I don't even remember the bot lane. It was Kai'Sa Yuumi, which is solid, right? Like, it's still solid.
That's meta.
It's B-list champions, right? They did really well on B-list champions that they knew, except for Yuumi, obviously, because Yuumi is disgusting.
Yes.
But, you know, going in the second game, they got baited by the Sejuani Irelia pick. They didn't play through it properly. You know, they had serious issues in that 2v2, and have to mix things up a little bit. You know, go back to what you know, play those aggressive mid laners and strong bot lane that can go into the team fights late game and play through that.
There we have to. Meanwhile, for Incarnation, also known as Blakehurst, what are they going to be looking to do now? Because I have a very strong feeling that Yas is going to be banned away very early on. So,
well, I mean, you either ban it away or you hard counter it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you get something that can just, you know, lock it down, you know, get a Malzahar or something, bottom of the barrel, you know, big counter picks here. But,
big
you know,
counter pick energy, yeah.
I expect them to ban away the Yasuo. It's probably the smarter move here. Yeah, and, you know, maybe ban away one of the Sejuani or Irelia combos. It does appear that we are having the substitution, which is interesting. Slogdog was playing last game, but, you know, he's been moved into the top lane position for now. We've got, appears Spring will be playing in the jungle and Maple, ADC with Friend on support, but we know Incarnation do not play the roles they've been assigned, so things will
it's going to be
see how they play out.
It's going to be very interesting, to say the least, as we head into our final champion select of the evening. And to kick things off, a pen we have been seeing quite often so far in the series. We do see Tryndamere taken away.
Yeah, Tryndamere apparently not wanting to play that one through. One of the, you know, maybe the scrims went poorly against it. Maybe they've seen them in previous games. But as I mentioned, probably want to take away one of the components of that combo, and Irelia is the victim of that ban. But yeah, no, Tryndamere, apparently not something they want to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, he is annoying a champion, full stop. Like, even if I nerf him, I mean, especially his Unknown Glory, that is just
Well, I
painful.
mean, it's annoying, but I don't maybe think he's like ban every single game top tier champion.
Yeah. Well, you never know. It could be a pocket pick.
It's probably a pocket pick, like the Shaco ban as we see that one come through. I think that you know, you can't let me tripping over my words here. Miffs, you know, get that pick. He's been such a force for Carringbar in these games, and you know, giving him something as comfortable as that Shaco, not gonna happen.
Yeah, Miffs a bit of a tricky name to deal with here, but as we do head into the final bans, we do see the Sivir taken away, so that late game component here for the Blake First Boys taken away, as they do also ban away the Evelyn, who Miffs just monstered on in the first game.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of these bans are good adaptation from both of these teams. Let the Yuumi through, which is interesting to think
Speak of the
about.
devil.
And we say it as it is locked in, or hovered at least. Yeah,
there
it locking it in. You know, it worked really well for Carringbar in the first game. Didn't get to play it in the second, but when you opt to ban away the Evelyn and the Irelia instead, it gets through.
Very interesting. Now, York, we have seen this champion banned so far today, but they're going to go for the Pike here, and as we have said, it is a flex pit. It can be pretty much used all parts across the map.
Triple flex, you know, bot lane, top lane, or mid lane. You know, a lot of options for him there. I expect him probably in the top lane. I know Slogadog does play the Pike top lane. He a pretty decent performance at that. But it's still up in the air, and we're talking about the Yasuo. They lock it in. It worked for the second game. Why is it not going to work the third? We're going to find out.
Exactly, but the question is, does Carringbar have that hard counter? We're just going to have to wait and see.
Do they have an answer in the jungle, perhaps? Do they have a better matchup for it? You know, they have to have something because they decided not to ban it this game, opting for the Tryndamere instead, and looks like they're just going to lock in their bot lane.
Yeah, they will be taking up the Kai'Sa, which we did see work quite nicely in the first game, so why not go for it once again? But this third pick's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I expect the jungler to be picked up here. I mean, they could surprise me and go for a solo laner, but, you know, grabbing your jungler now, early aggressive, but nope, they're going to opt for their top lane.
It looks like they want to give him the horn once again here, as Ornn will be hovered and will be picked up here. I actually really like the Ornn in the game one as well.
I mean, yeah, they're going back to what they know. They're going back to what worked for them, right? You have the safe top side, you have the strong bot lane in Yuumi and Kai'Sa, you know, good laning, but, you know, Incarnation, we've seen how much of a threat they can be on this Yasuo. You know, a Pike has been a menace throughout this series for them, for both teams to try and, like, you know, wrap their head around. We're going to see how it plays in this third game, and Vayne as the AD carry is interesting with so many options still left up that they opt for that Vayne, but you know, as an answer to the Ornn, I think it could work.
Yeah, it looks like Incarnation has been playing a bit of teamfight tactics here, as they've gone for the Ranger, they've gone for the Assassin, and now they've just gone for the Exile as well.
Well, the problem is they don't have any synergies.
Exactly.
Right? You have the Ranger and the Noble, you have the Pirate and the Assassin, now you have the Exile and the Blade Master.
But in saying that, they do have, but those three champions are very strong in team TFT, that's the thing.
I mean, yes, they are, but I feel like they're just like the parts of a bigger whole. But
well, you never know, we might see a Garen come up very shortly.
They're banning away the other Pirate. They're not wanting them to get the Pirate synergy.
Yeah, no extra gold for him at the end of the round for them, with gameplay gone. Hecarim as well taken out. But let's talk seriously about the Incarnation lineup so far, because they've taken away what was one of the more dominant features of the Game 1 Carringbar lineup. They took what worked for him perfectly in Game 2, and now they've gone for the Vayne as well.
Yeah, I mean, like, when you pick up your jungler this late, you know, with Memphis, you're gonna get banned out. Right? You're taking away the Aatrox jungle potential pick, taking away the Hecarim, you know, banned already away the Evelyn and the
Aatrox.
The Shaco. The Shaco.
Shaco, yes.
Those four bans specifically against Memphis, because he's been such a power point for Carringbar High to play through, right? So we'll have to see what they opt for. They do ban away the top lane pick, but I'm expecting Slogadog to play the Pike anyway. Yeah. The Pike anyway, but you know,
you never know.
We'll never know. It's a triple flex. You can't risk them putting it in the mid lane, putting it in the bot lane, and picking something else up.
They were huntering trouble in the first pick phase as well, so they decided to lock it in. Yorick was banned away in game 2 as well, and was hovered first of all by Slogadog, so they were thinking, do we have to worry about one of these? Yeah,
I feel like it was a bait. I feel like, you know, you hover that, you go, look, I'm going to play this Yorick that you don't know how to deal with, and then you lock in the Pike, and they're like, oh, I guess it's going support or mid lane. But no, he's just probably going to play it top. I might be completely wrong. We'll find out, but
Still plenty of options there for that pike. It can still go to any of 3 spots as, ooh, interesting here. We're going for the Jarvan 4.
I really like the, I really like the Jarvan 4 here. You know, it gets that engage tool that you need to follow up with the Ornhorn. You know, you have those entryways, that front line to work with your Kai'Sa, but what's really important is what they pick up to answer this Yasuo. And Orianna, I don't know if that's it, buddy.
Yeah, apparently Cheat Code, he said he has very serious questions about the Orianna here. I don't know. I think it's just such a risk.
I mean, like, Orianna struggles so much into Yasuo for the sole fact that you can win wall her ball, right? And what I mean by that is you go to Q the ball into the back line, get that big shockwave. Yasuo win walls it, you ult nothing when you buffer the ultimate, and it takes really good disciplined play by the Orianna player to be able to utilize this pick into a Yasuo. But we'll have to see where champions go, because it looks like I was in the wrong. It is a Pyke support.
Yeah.
I assume.
Yeah, Olaf was the final pick, but that can also be flexed as well between jungle and a few solo lanes. So
But Trundle support, you know, I've seen that before, but
yeah, that's been a while. That's the thing.
Incarnation does not like sticking to their roles, except maybe Maple here. But yeah, I know. I mean, I said that Slipdog played the Pyke, but I presumed he would be playing a top lane.
Well,
Did not
like
see him playing a support. But hey, I mean,
anything can happen.
if it works, it worked last game. It'll work again maybe this time. We'll have to see as we get into game here. Can Kangba bring this one back?
Well, I mean, everything except mid lane, they have a good chance. Mid lane,
What?
it's
Look, I don't think you can count it. I think if you look
you can't cut it out, but it's such an odd pick into such a hard counter.
I mean, like,
Yes, I can see how it works,
like,
but it's such a hard window to crack.
The reason I think that you opt for it is you have the J4 delivery system. And like, what I mean by that is you chuck your ball on J4, J4 jumps into the team and you press R. You don't even have to worry about the win wall. You don't have to deal with the Yasuo annoyance. You just stay back, let J4 do the work, and, you know, that can be an option. And in that 2v2, they do have a pretty solid team.
Yeah, the flag drag into the Cataclysm, that can definitely be it to just try and fix things up, as we will be going into game very, very shortly. I'm assuming we might be having the same pause we've been having for the past few games, but no, it looks like we're going straight into the action here.
Ain't no rest for the wicked, friend, as we get into this game.
It is starting to get pretty late though, 6:30.
It is getting a little later, 6:30 now. But yeah, no, definitely interested to see how they play this one out. We're going to have to see, especially, you know, looking at this mid lane, how they interact with each other. Is, you know, Lance confident enough to pick Orianna into Yas? But yeah, it looks like
it's got to be all up to skill, really.
Oh, hold on. They might be doing something here.
Oh, they will land the flag, but obviously no drag available in level 1, so he won't go in for the fight.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that at this this stage, no one really wants to risk getting caught out by the players. You know, they just want to do a standard fan and see where things go.
Yeah, definitely. As we do see Incarnation just crowding around the pixel books here, this could be very bad for Lanson, but as I was going to say, it's going to take all his skill to try and survive here, as he does get slowed down. He just gets queued straight into oblivion, and his friend already with first blood. This is going to be so hard for him.
Yeah, you know, catching out Lanson there. Unfortunately, he does hold his flash, which is really crucial, but he will be slightly late to lane as, you know, they get the invade on the red buff, and Knight is starting out really strong here, already setting Myths quite far behind in the early game.
Both Mist and Lanson far behind, because Mist can now not start red. He is going to have to try and rush to his enemy's red buff.
He gets corner reward.
Yeah, he gets corner reward here. This could just be disaster in the early game here, and they're going to know exactly what's happening here, as Olaf, he might be trying for a cheeky gank onto Lanson here. Dio can't really rotate at the current moment here, but J4, this will be knowing exactly what's happening here. We might be seeing a very early 2-for-2 here, but here comes a rotation from the Ornn, as he actually does take the red buff. Well played by him there.
Yeah, you know, the speed on that clear, they didn't have the lane priorities in mid and top lane to be able to rotate to the play. You know, Knight being a little bit behind to get there on that timing after they saw the ward took a little bit too long, and ends up costing him his red buff, and now Myths has almost immediately brought himself back into this game.
Yeah, immediately as well. He's also trying to take the Raptors away from Dio as well, which is very... Oh, sorry.
Ambitious.
Yeah, very ambitious. I meant not, but as you can see, it's a little bit tricky to keep track of where everyone is right now.
Yeah, definitely a lot of things happening on the map. You know, Dio and Luden's in this top lane, just going at it, hitting each other with their giant meat sticks as these brawly top laners do.
That's one way of putting it, giant meat sticks.
Yeah, I mean, look, he has his hammer, right? Trundle has his literal stick. You know, it's not exactly like it's too far of a fetch, but as I was saying, you're probably going to see most of the action down in this mid lane, in this bot lane, between these two more volatile lanes. But yeah, I mean, interested to see.
Very interesting to see indeed, Perplexer, as we do see Jarvan just deciding to go into the jungle once again here. He will be spotted out by another ward once again, but friends, he does have the 1 kill lead already, and he's actually slightly behind on CS, but he definitely does have the advantage as he does pull out the wind wall, but it's a long cooldown on that.
It's a big minion wave.
Yeah, very big minion wave indeed, as he will be forced on Tyrant, and Oriana's actually taking him to town.
Yeah, the reason he was behind on CS there is he hasn't picked up that big wave. If he's gonna be able to, doesn't seem like he actually ended up getting any of that CS.
Ooh, that could be
which
bad.
is really unfortunate, but you know, getting that CS lead against the range versus melee matchup early is quite expected. I don't think anyone really can fault Frende for that. But as this game goes on, as they hit that level 6, level 7 power spikes, when Yasuo can start all-inning the Orianna is when you'll really see the difficulties that this matchup can provide for Lance and Zion.
We could be seeing a fair bit of action here happening in mid lane, but the Orianna, ready and like a book, is able to make a good escape into the river. Should be making her way safely back to the jungle, and she does get out.
Yeah, you know, not having to really overcommit too much, just has to flash away. Getting that cooldown burnt is quite important for Knight, on this jungle pick to be able to gank it, but yeah, no, just going back to farming, nothing quite happening, and Myths not able to get anything bot lane, getting put on the ward.
Yeah, good ward there from the boys in Blakehurst. They're able to just spot him out for now.
The boys in Blakehurst. I like that saying.
Boys of Blakehurst. It works.
It rolls off the tongue. I like it. I like it.
Definitely. Yeah, it's one best things about Blakehurst. If you can just put boys off and then Blakehurst, it just rolls off the tongue. Oh. Anyways, Ludens might be looking for a nice little kill from him.
He's out of mana.
But yes, he is out of mana. Is forced to flash away, and that is so unfortunate for him.
Biting off a little bit more than he's willing to chew there. You know, doesn't have the mana to follow up. Has to burn the flash to get out on a fight that he thought he had. And yeah, no, Dio gets to just reset, probably teleport back to lane and control the tempo of that top lane a little bit more than he should be able to in this early game.
Definitely indeed, as it is a pretty quiet start here. We do see the Olaf and Knight trying to take down that Drake earlier. I actually want to see if he can take that down. He actually solos down the Infernal. Very, very interesting indeed.
Yes, sneaking
at
that
6 minutes.
Sneaking that Infernal Drake is so crucial for
he's not even at level 6 yet. He got that at level 4.
Oh, as you say that.
And here comes another fight. His Slow Dog just moves straight in. He's able to find Burp. He's able to flip him around. But he's in such a bad spot here. Kaiser will be taken down. Peasy just can't do too much to help his ADC. And that's a well-played move there from the Pike.
Yeah, we mentioned that Yuumi struggles into engage supports, and that is exactly why you cannot provide any distance, but in the mid lane,
Mason's in a bit of a tricky spot, but luckily Mist is there to provide some moral support here, but the Olaf is starting to come downtown as well. We'll get smited here, Lantern, and we'll just get burnt to the stake here, and it's just not working out as Friend is able to find Mist as well, and this is just turning bad to worse here for Karingbar in the early game.
Yeah, Myths getting caught between that mid lane river wall is just such an awkward position to be in. Doesn't have the flash up, had to burn it earlier, and ends up falling down and bringing down Myths, his jungler, with him as they try to turn the fight.
Yeah, very unfortunate there for him here, as that just gives Yasuo another bounty early on here. He's already 2-0-1, and you just, well, seeing his items, he's got double doors, and he's already got his berserks out.
Yeah, you know, want to rush that boots as fast as possible to get that early attack speed, but also it allows you to be able to roam, it allows you to be able to match plays that happen around the map, and Really, really good to see that. Even though Lanson chose to opt into this Orianna pick, this 2v2 is not working out for them in this mid jungle, and looks like Knight's going top lane.
Luna's in a very tricky spot here. Probably will not get out. He does pop the ulti, but it's a tad too late. He goes down in a nice little gank.
Yeah, you know, Knight just using that pressure he's established across the map and putting it into top lane, getting Dio a little bit more ahead as Ludens does not have flash up. Had to blow it in that trade earlier, and you can see the ripple effects of these little mistakes. By taking that fight earlier, cost him his flash, and now he's cost his life in the gank, which means they can get plates top lane, right? It means that they can put pressure across more of the map.
Oh, that's a good hit there from Slogdog, and Burp is just being belted down once again. He is told to get back to his fountain as the Yuumi just can't do anything. A perfect score here to go for the pike, but Dio now in 1v1 with Ludens. It could be a bit of a wet noodle fight, but no, one of them might just fall, but Ludens just able to get out. But here comes Myth into the bot lane. Nice flag and drag, but it just won't be enough.
The problem at the moment for Karingbar is they don't have... Oh, no!
Oh, this could be bad news for Langs, but the tower aggro will force them off.
Yeah, and the problem is they don't have any winning lanes. They are fallen behind by 4k gold at 9 minutes into the game. Things are not looking good. Yes, you have the scaling and the Kai'Sa. Yes, you have the team fight with the Orianna and the J4, but it might not be enough.
Oh, that was very risky from Knight there. If he stayed just another second too long, he probably would have been executed.
Yeah, I mean, like, had to pop the Ragnarok to be able to walk through. Otherwise, Ornn would be able to just lock him down with that headbutt. But, you know, definitely really, really good stuff by Knight in 9 in this early game. And Myths
will just get caught out here going for the enemy blue buff. He can't do anything about it. Maple, easy kill for him as he goes 2-0-2.
Yeah, they get the read on Myths. They know that he wants to try and invade bot side as an answer to Knight being in that top lane. And so they end up just getting an easy collapse, strong lane priority, and that's the problem when you have all of your using lanes with an aggressive jungler like Jarvan. You cannot find these openings, you cannot make these skirmishes happen in the jungle because they will always have more members of that fight.
It's really bad news for Karingbar, 0-7 at the current moment here. And there's no real opening for him for the next 10 or even 15 minutes.
Yeah, you know, you want to just slow down the game at the moment. You have the Ornn for that crazy late game item power spike, right? You have the Orianna and the team fight. You can make things happen, you just need to stop the bleeding. And if you're able to minimize losses for the next 10-20 minutes, you can totally bring this 5k gold lead back into a more manageable state. The problem is, can they do that? You know, can they bring down these little mistakes that they're making, getting caught out, not having vision, trying to opt for plays that they're not able to make with lane priority, and, you know, we'll have to see.
Looks like they have started a Rift Herald here, but Lanson might just get caught with his pants down. We'll just get slowed down, but somehow he's able to get out for now, but Dio just goes in, but it's just more than likely torching him off the objective here as Shelly will be going down. But yes, here comes the Logdog, and Friends there in the wind as well. A nice little execute there, and Myths is in such a bad spot. He has to flag and drag out, but that's a kill, and the Herald all but taken out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it allows them to get the Rift Herald. You know, Lanson was a way too far forward, ended up ulting and turned around to stall to try and think they could maybe position to try and contest the Rift Herald. But, you know, when you're in this much of a gold deficit, you need to just cut your losses, except you're going to lose it in the bot lane.
This could be big. Maple has been stunned up. A Burp got stunned up as well. The exhaust has been used, but with no Pike in the meantime, this could be bad news for Maple. Will they be shot down? Yes, but it goes on to the Yuumi.
Yeah, and in those situations, you take whatever you can get. Finally, putting themselves on the board with their first kill, Karingbar. This is the long road to victory here.
Oh no, Lanson caught between a rock and a hard place, and a Shelly as well, as Trend will be able to take him down. That's first brick as well, but somehow, how does he find Olaf?
Knight, maybe a little bit overconfident on his tankiness there. Expected him to burn through the turret a little bit faster. Dio
might just get caught out as well here. Ludens is definitely able to just keep up, but the health just starting to get a bit too hard here as Shelly has already taken down 2 turrets. We'll get a charge onto the inhib as well. And that's mid lane completely open at 12 minutes.
Yeah, we talked about you wanting to stop the bleeding, and this is not this is not how you do it, friend. You know, getting caught in that mid lane, you should expect the dive. They have the Rift Herald, they're gonna want to push for it. You know, you got the kill bot lane, reset, focus on wave clear, set up a 1-3-1 with your Ornn and oh no.
Oh, this could be bad news. Dio is forced to flash away here, but Ludens Oh, sorry, he didn't flash. Oh, yes, he did flash
Yes.
away. Yeah. It's tricky with Knight being on the top.
Yeah, it keeps throwing me off, I will agree,
Yeah.
but, you know, Yasuo picks up his static shift, picks up the next, the Negatron cloak, and
Oh, God.
really sitting like a happy Yasuo. We've seen this story before, Chris, in the last game, and
You all know how that ended.
we all know how that ended indeed, and, you know, can Karingbar find the way back into this game that they so desperately need?
Burp and Slogdog coming in with the gank. Burp, that's just unfortunate for him. He can't do anything, and Knight will be able to get the kill. And, this was a good little jump there from
Gonna turn their
Hazy.
attention to the bot lane turret now, slowly crushing their advantages into more and more of these turrets, which get them more and more gold, and, you know, Karingbar just cannot find an answer yet.
Yeah, and look what they can do. They can do absolutely nothing here. Karingbar, they have to wait at the inner turret here. As we'll see another gank coming through here. Knight will be able to land a slow one, but Bjorn doing work. Here comes the Yumi on as well. Could this just be the trade? No. The wind wall will come through on the ulti. That is such bad news. Cataclysm does absolutely nothing. A Slogdog will be able to take down the Jarvan. Missing such a bad spot here as Knight will be able to take one shot. But this is just bad here from Karingbar. Oh my God, Slogdog! The double execute from the support! That is unbelievable from Pyke! And that could just be it! We could be seeing a sub-20 game!
That was absolutely amazing teamwork. Only he's going for more. Pyke is having a fishing trip right now with these hooks.
Yeah, he's sending a lot of people into the abyss right now. As meanwhile in the top lane, you just have Dinah going, I don't need to fight. I'll just take down a turret. Why not?
you gotta, you know, you can't win 5v4 bot lane. I'm just gonna push top lane. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. I want more gold. I want more experience.
And he wants to get home earlier.
And he wants to get home early because this has been a long day. And this game, game 3, well, yes, you know, we say that they have options to come back. They say that they can look for them. You know, things are not looking good for Karingbar, and, you know, I'm not really sure what they can do to bring this one back.
I think I've never seen a team throw from this point on, and I don't see. And my class,
I don't know, man. I've seen some games. Let's just say that, especially in even pro games, honestly, where teams will get this much of a lead, and then they just can't close the game. They can't crack the base. They can't find that end. You know, if Karingbar can slow this down for you know 34 minutes, but you know, getting caught out like this.
This is in a bad spot here, and he might just get solo killed. Slogdog will be able to do it.
He doesn't even need the ult.
Yeah, French just went, wait, I want the assist. Slogdog just went, nah, fam, I've got it.
Yeah, you know, just got to accept the death there. Slogdog being such a menace on this Pyke. 6-0-5 on the support is never something you want to see if you're a Karingbar fan.
Imagine if this is a solo queue game. You see a third Yas, you see a third Pyke, you just go, what the hell do I do right now?
No, it's 15 minutes, you surrender.
Yeah,
this is get me out.
Yeah, GG well played, go next fast gamers.
But this is not a solo queue game, this is the finals,
and they
have to bunker down to see if they can make this one back.
Yeah, a decider as well. They can't give up now as Burp. We'll go to the mid lane, but
very cheeky,
very cheeky indeed. But he just calculated it perfectly here. As Mist will actually dive straight in. He pulls out the Cataclysm, but he is unable to find a kill. He has the Orn will be able to find two, shut down both the Yas and the Vayne. He's finding a triple kill. He's trying to pop off. Dio will be taken down, and that is Karingbar slowly but surely bring themselves back into the game.
Yeah, and Karingbar, they find the team fight they want. They land the Orianna Shockwave onto those three members. Most importantly, they land it onto Frende on this Yasuo, and they're able to shut him down almost immediately. And so they generate... Oh, no.
This is very bad news here for the Yumi, but TP comes out. Slogdog doesn't want to deal with that, and he's going to make his escape.
Yeah, and this is the momentum swing that we need to start seeing more of from Karingbar. They need to bunker down, they need to find those engages, they need to stop getting caught out and start catching out the opponent.
They should be able to get this Infernal here. It is going away very slowly, but Slogdog is there.
That's
could just prove to be the painful little wart in their side, but doesn't matter. They do pick it up, but Here comes the counter. Maple doing a lot of damage, but just won't be enough. Oh, that's very unfortunate for the Q there.
Yeah, a little close hook there by the Pike, but just going to walk it off. Who cares? Let's just go back to laning. Got to delay this game another 20 minutes until we can fight again. So
they have 2 Infernals right now. That's one of their win conditions right now. Just get as many Infernals as they can, get as many buffs as they can as well.
You can see them pinging on the top side of the map, though, wanting to rotate up and maybe catch people out in rotation. I see Slogodog here hovering, but he is on a ward, so no one really going to walk up for that one.
Yeah, doesn't really want to try and risk it here. Slogodog does have his red charm out. He will be able to take away 2 of those wards as that top lane looking very, very vulnerable right now. Might just be taken down here as, well, there goes half of the HP of that turret, but Karimba able to just launch them off the turret.
Lansing getting a little bit aggressive here. They're looking for the play.
They definitely are here. Ragnarok has been popped as Mitch just goes boom. And now the counter comes through. One for Yumi. But here comes Burb. That might have just been a bit too much as Pike starts to pop off. And that's a massive overcommit there from Karimba. They do find a few after death. But a great play there. That's a complete ace. And this could even be the end. They're definitely going to break the base.
Yeah, break the base. I think the death cooldowns at this early in the game are too short for them to look to end here, but, you know, getting that engaged, they got the 1-for-1. You know, Karimba were happy with that fight, but, you know, Burp wants to go for the more. He ults into the back lane, gets instantly blown up, and costs his team everything there.
Yeah, they were able to find a few extra kills, especially onto the Pike, so Warren gets himself even more gold, but yeah, probably wasn't the right play from there. But at this point, can you blame them? They're in a position where they have to try everything.
I think I can blame them. They've gotten themselves in this situation by themselves. They need to start realizing that taking those fights is the problem, right? You need to get the right engage. You can't just take any messy old fight and think you can turn things around. You do not have the gold, you do not have the items, and you do not have the team comp to be able to just do that.
Me and Yumi were talking in the Rocket League broadcast. We were talking about how different LAN is to playing online at home. It's such a mentally different state because you're no longer in the comfort of your own home. You're at LAN, you're facing up against a crowd, your opponents are literally only a few meters away from you, and that could just put even more pressure on you to perform.
Yeah, I definitely think that there is that experience factor where a lot of these players, this is their first time doing a tournament like this, right?
Yeah,
like they haven't,
first time on LAN.
They haven't performed, as you could say, in front, and Slogodog is having a field trip. Of course, you know, Luden's on this, or not going to let him have any fun.
Yeah. Not at all, but let's look at the Pike build. Already on 2 items, and he's got himself a longsword, and he's building into his next one. That is massive as, well, that Baron's going away like butter. Mist is in a good spot to try and deny, but Slogodog doing what he has to here, just slowing him down as Baron will go bye-bye here. He will get stunned up by the Yumi as Lancer is able to take him down, but here comes the cavalry as everything just comes through. Shockwave doesn't do enough. Friends trying to find a Lantern as it will be Bird just being melted away here, trying to find something, but it won't be enough as this is all about guaranteed be the ace, but no, Lantern able to solo down the Friend and the Yasuo, but is it gonna be enough? They've already got Trundle in the base. There goes the first Nexus. The second will follow straight after that. Orianna will need a miracle play here as the rest of his team will start to come up here. The Nexus is now laid bare. Mist has to try and he needs to come in with a massive fight. Karimba turning it around, but is it enough? It's so close to falling, but they've done it. They saved themselves for now. Karimba, they will not say die.
And when you get a play like that, when you get the 1v1 on the Yasuo, Lance comes up huge for his team there, being able to do that one-man defense to buy themselves just enough time for another fight. And so, if they're able to get to that next team fight, get to the next breakpoint, get to that next item, things can slowly start getting clawed back by Karimba.
But the problem is now for him. Look at that Nexus. That Nexus is slow low. I can't remember the game, but I remember 50 HP on the Nexus. They somehow survived and won that game.
I mean, you can bring these ones back, right? The game is not over until the Nexus has fallen, and it has not fallen yet, my friends. You know, friends ended up falling 1v1 2 lands there, which is, I think, quite telling of how Carrying Bar are coming online. The champions are hitting those power break points, and as long as they're able to just wave clear this top lane and keep this inhib alive in the mid lane, they should be okay to be able to try and stall this one out.
Definitely, but the problem for him now is, has they gone a bit too late here? Has this Wooper just made the timing just incorrect by that split second?
Yeah, I mean, like, look.
Oh, that's a beautiful shockwave there. We'll stun him up here as Mystic goes straight in with the Cataclysm, but he will get stunned up here. And this could be the final fight. Theo, so tanky, doing so much damage as well. As friends, he starts to pop off. Lantern has gone golden. Double kill for the Pike. This could all but be it. They go straight for the Nexus. And this is DG. As it will be. The boys from Blakehurst will be. They will just make nationals. That is unbelievable. And what a way to end the game. What a way to end the series. Congratulations to Blakehurst High School and commiserations to Carrying Bar.
Yeah, being able to start off strong there on Carrying Bar in the first game. You know, they did what they wanted, but they got outdrafted, outplayed in the second one. Thought they could bring things back, but, you know, coming online a little bit late there, things just clicked a little bit too slowly, and the lead was already too much for them to deal with. And congratulations to Blakehurst High, and you'll be going on to the National Finals.
Yeah, National Finals are now coming in here for Incarnation, also known as Blakehurst High. But as you said, they were just a bit too far ahead of that point. I mean, Carrying Bar were gallant in defeat, but it just wasn't enough for him.
Yeah, Carrying Bar looked like they had it there. They looked like they might have been able to bring things back, but, you know, just playing with our heartstrings a little bit, just couldn't slow down the game. The Yasuo was too much to deal with, and ended up costing them the series.
Yeah, ended up costing them everything, really. I mean, let's just go through this game, because game one, Carrying Bar just put the whip and they just stormed home for that very easy victory with what was essentially half the comp we saw in game 3.
And I think what's most important is that Blakehurst did end up subbing in their sub of Slogdog, who did such a phenomenal performance, especially in that last game on Pike. I think he had such a good impact for his team to be able to shift that series in their favor. So really good props to him. I think he definitely got the player of the match in that last game on that Pike. You know, had a whole like fishing trip, had the dangly straw hat, the fly net and the bait. It was fantastic to see. But really good stuff by both teams. I think that was probably one of the most intense finals I've ever casted.
Definitely.
Yeah, played with my heartstrings a little bit, but at the end of the day, Blakehurst High are your finals champions.
Yep, for New South Wales, and well, what a series it was, as there's not much else for us to say, but we will give you a few little bits of information. Tomorrow there will be the Victorians regional finals on. They'll be for both Rocket League and League of Legends. That starts at 1 PM, so make sure you tune in right here for that. But before we say goodbye, we do have to shout out our sponsors one more time. Acer, Intel, Optus, and of course Torrens University. They've put us up quite nicely here today in their Sydney campus.
I like it a lot. It's a very nice place, but
in a good part as well of Sydney, right in the heart of Baltimore,
right in the center,
right next door to UTS and right next door to Broadway Shopping Centre. It's a perfect part of Sydney. But in saying that, that's it for us here at New South Wales Regional Finals. Thank you so much for watching. On behalf of Perplexer, Yummy Cheeseman, our producer, everyone in the audience, the players, the admins, and myself, Chris the Average, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time for more of the Meta High School Esports League.